Good morning, lovely people. It is Thursday, the 12th of January. Welcome to TDA, the day after, your favorite news platform and the home of popular culture as defined by the culture. And as always, you guys know how we do over here. Let's introduce ourselves.
It's your boy, Big Moss from the east side of the bridge. 6 plus appeal, temptation and all that good stuff.
That's right. I haven't heard you say that in a while.
Is it?
No, you haven't talked about your temptation in a while.
I don't want to tempt anyone. Don't want to tempt anyone, man. It's too much temptation on the streets.
You're so dumb. You're doing your part for society, and the girls appreciate it.
Appreciate you, girls.
It is your favorite shade queen, my own royalty.
And they call me E-Man. Can't hear myself in the mic, bro.
Trying to do your day on your first day back. That's disgusting. Can't have that.
So it's not my issue. That's not your issue.
Well,
Yo.
you hear
Okay.
that?
Yep. They call me E-Man, the pro-black activist, TDA producer and news analyst, melanin jam-packed.
That is right. You have a miss, sir. How are you doing?
I'm good, man. I'm good.
Yeah.
The
Listen to white people
tried
there. Yeah, I knew it. I knew it.
They tried to keep me down, man.
They tried. I know. Why is it always you? It's always you in this room.
They know I'm a serious threat.
Do you know it's 'cause you're the one who pushes the pro-blackness. So they've got, what is it? You cut a snake off his head or...
Yes.
Yeah, that's it.
Yes,
Yeah, exactly. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. I was going to say
They
feet.
won't
Snakes
succeed.
definitely don't have feet. They wouldn't. They can't.
Never.
No, they
If
can't.
you squash a cockroach, it won't die.
What?
You trying to say black people are cockroaches, bro?
Don't make them come for you. That's colorist now. You can't make them comparisons. Oh yeah, before we get in with the show, like this video, subscribe to the channel. Our subscription is growing, right, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, that's good.
Keep on sharing it. Keep on sharing it.
Yes, please. Let's get to 4K.
And retweeting our tweet.
That's right. That is right. Not Brent doing my job, but that is right. But go on the day after TNB on Twitter and kindly retweet the tweets. Let other people know to tune in and to have us, right there. And we look forward to what we're going to talk about today. But Eman's back. I'm so glad he's got to do the reading. This is great. Let's get into our first headlines.
I've got a question before we start.
Oh, here we go.
So, let's just say there was a flood, because we talked about flooding yesterday.
Oh,
right?
yes.
And you could go into your house just once and grab a handful of things. What would be in that handful? No one you can't go back in the house. You cannot go back. But once you're in there, you could grab a handful of things. Whatever your hands can carry, what is valuable enough and can fit in your hands?
Can I
that
wear
you
stuff?
take out?
Can I wear stuff?
You can.
Okay.
You can.
See? So I'm basically going from like my favorite hoodies, maybe my favorite cord, my favorite coat.
It's like that Joey
put that
episode.
on.
Just gonna wear everything.
To wearing everything. Wearing everything. So that's that sorted. Shoes wise, definitely tricky. So I've only got one pair of feet.
That's right.
That's tricky. So I think I'll just get the most comfortable trainers. Because if my house is flooding, I've got a long journey ahead of me. I've got to be comfortable as I'm walking. So there's that. Handful, I'm taking my Mac. Some shit's expensive. I'm taking my favorite perfume. I'm taking my inhaler, I can't die. I just take my bag. I just, put my bag on. That's got my criticals in there. What else is there? Phone charger. My phone is definitely coming with me.
I'm taking your Huskies. Don't forget your Huskies, boy.
Because I can come back. Imagine you get a second chance to go, you can't even go in now because you didn't pick the Huskies first chance. What else is valuable to me? I'm getting a snack. I'm getting a snack. You guys understand? You're basically homeless now. It's a long journey ahead of you. Do you get what I mean? What else is there? Photos and stuff on my phone.
How much things do you think you're carrying?
I'm carrying like
in
this. My car keys. I'm taking my car keys.
Facts.
Need my car. I need my car. I'm going to be living in there and everything. Throw my electric blanket over my head. Yeah. Because you know, like back in our parents' day, they had like photo albums and stuff.
Yeah.
It's all on the phones now.
True.
It's true.
So do you get me? So once I got my phone,
Yeah. True.
I'm good to go. And I don't have kids yet, so my hands are free. If you got kids, you got to carry your kid. That's half your allocation done.
They can walk out, man.
Do the kids count? Do the kids count, Brent?
I asked you what you would do if you carry your hand. I asked you what you
You want to carry your kid, carry your kid. If you don't, it's fine. We don't know you got a kid in this situation. So you could
There's nothing I would grab.
you just carry your huskies and your khakis.
Probably like a big jacket or something, and just my lappy and that, and just cut. Because everything else, there's too much. Like, what am I gonna
It's
do?
just a
Like,
lot.
I can't go for like say a clothes rack because what am I gonna do? Start picking out bits. Like it's all gone. Just let it go. Like, it's all gone. I would have grabbed my PlayStation before, but even though I started playing computer again now, I'm not like locked in like how I was a few years ago. A few years ago, that would have been
First,
you get me grabbing that definitely. But yeah, I'll probably just get like my lappy and that. Get my iPad TDA. Get me. Come
right,
on.
employee of the month.
Get me. Just
I
step.
completely forgot about that. I completely forgot. I didn't even think about it.
Has to be here like.
My girl following, who knows? That's crazy.
Manuel.
I'm really struggling, you know, because I feel like I'll just take stuff like this, like you guys just said,
Yeah.
innit? I feel like I'm definitely missing certain things. Probably a couple records that
Okay.
are kind of hard to
So
to
get again.
yeah, and a couple books that are kind of impossible to get.
Yeah, but you've got a little bit of time, right? You haven't got an entire day to think of the records. So when you say a couple of records, off the top of your head, what are those two records? Those rare records right at the top of your head.
Oh man,
Every second is 1 foot of water.
A foot. You're ridiculous.
I think I'll probably maybe I'll leave the record, to be fair, because it will take me too long. I know I'll miss so many, you know what I'm saying? Because it's very hard to, you know what I'm saying, to pick out. But yeah, I think there'll be certain books I would take. Definitely, obviously the car keys, this. Yeah, that's it. You know, I can't think of much.
All right, so sentiment-wise, like you guys don't really have anything like in your house that.
No, but I remember where I'm coming from, boy.
Fair enough.
I already lost things when I had the house fire. So I think that made me, for me, put things in perspective. Nothing, you can get everything back.
True.
No, because I don't drown in the water, I'm good.
Yeah, for real.
What would you get, Brent?
I would take my computer.
You got to take the whole
base?
system, otherwise you're in your TDA.
Because I have my hands in it. So I'll get my bag.
You carry the whole table.
Yeah, I'll get my Ghana school bag and I'll put it on my back
Gotta
like
just
that.
go,
you get me?
yeah.
And I'll fill it with some shoes, maybe just one trainers, and I'll put one on my feet. I'll put all my
smart.
camera equipment in a bag. I'll put my roadcast in a bag. I'll put what else in here? I'll get my passport.
Oh, yeah, I didn't even think of that.
I actually have that in a pouch on my essentials. I'll put that in
I was
there.
like, okay.
iPad. I've got some stuff in here that has been gifted to me by some special people over the years. I
Aw.
dashed it in there. Just
No,
so
dash
when
them
it is, they see me and I'm like,
I'm destitute.
Yeah, yeah, I show
I'm
them that
homeless.
I kept
Like,
the
but
good
look,
stuff.
I kept
Yeah,
this
yeah,
thing
yeah,
from
yeah,
you.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're definitely giving you
think
everything you
ahead
want.
as well.
Yeah, you got to.
Understand?
That's smart.
I'll take a coat. I don't know if it has alpaca any clothes. I mean, I just have black t-shirts.
Brent, you wear black shirts. If you had the cheek to waste space and pack 5 black t-shirts.
That is it. I ain't got nothing else that's sentimental. And I have my Bible on my phone, innit? So I don't really...
That's what I'm saying.
space
I'm saying.
for the Bible and that.
Yeah, because you know Bibles are chunky as well. That would have
Yeah.
taken space.
Yeah, that is it. I
It's
wouldn't
crazy.
pack any condoms or anything because
You're gonna just
Because what's that?
just free with
Get
it.
condoms are free.
Oh, I thought you just meant
I thought you were gonna
you're
be free
free.
dickly.
Because obviously people want to comfort me because
If you want to come,
I'm no bored.
because you haven't got cuts. That's why you said it like that. 'Cause you're like, I'll pack a coat.
That's it for
No,
me.
that's it. But I think it's so interesting that how our generations changed.
yeah, for real.
Because I can't imagine asking like my grandma. Because in fact, when my house burnt, well, that's one of my mum's things like, oh, the pictures. I didn't even think of that. I was at the yam pounder. That was really what was on my heart. But it's crazy. I'm gonna do that
You
actually.
could probably just run and like take pictures digitally on your phone
Yeah.
of all the pictures of that your grandma or whoever wants to keep, and then print it off afterwards.
Yeah, but you know, like they do them in albums. So there's hella albums. So because when you usually like look through pictures, you got to sit down. It's a whole thing.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh my god, do you remember we used to do that when you go to people's houses and that was that was form of entertainment.
Yeah, we used to do that at Christmas. Just-
Now we're doing TikTok challenges.
But
Now what time?
Yeah.
You guys should have digitized all of that by now. To be honest, so
No.
put aside one weekend and do it, because you never know when it is that something might happen to your house.
That is not a word. I don't know what is.
You don't have to worry too tough, innit? Because
Because what?
it will be a Grenfell thing for you
In what sense?
if it is your place goes up.
I don't understand what you mean then. Everyone died in Grenfell.
No, I don't know what you're doing at all.
He don't know what you're
She
doing
didn't
at all.
she didn't live in a high rise. You live in a high rise.
Yeah.
Yeah. So for you, it's a bit different.
In the sense of that, I said I'm fucked. What are you trying to say? I don't understand what you're getting at.
Yeah. What was I saying when I started? I think your response was a bit abrasive and it kind of caught me off guard. No,
Good.
I forgot what I said.
Good.
I think it was about just sentiment.
Yeah. The silence in the room was definitely. Because we're all trying to figure out where we're
Where
going
you
with this.
going?
But
Yeah, it's because try to listen. This is
I wish you on
wild.
camera so bad.
This is wild.
I wish you on camera so bad. This is one of the moments we
All
need
right,
to
so
see your face.
you
with
were
this.
basically saying that something could happen to you, right?
Yeah.
I know that you were on one ground. Right?
Yeah.
For him, it was a bit different because it would have to travel up a whole way. But why was I even saying it?
Not sure, Brent.
Let me not even continue to flip.
Yeah, I think we just let that. I think we get into the headlines.
Yeah, it wasn't along anything wild, to be honest.
I just thought you meant I'm not going to be able to get out with my stuff.
Wow, that's dark.
No, because I'm on the top floor.
That's very dark.
Yeah,
That's-
maybe.
I thought when you said Grenfell, I just
said
figured you was
maybe-
getting
what
at
do you mean
stuff like that. I don't know. That's why I said it. I don't know.
No. Never mind.
The thing is, both of you are like for like, so let's get into the headlines. Let's just do it.
Okay, so the first headline. I don't know how I feel about this one, but yeah, I definitely want to hear you guys' opinion on this. Yeah. So Andrew Bridgen has been suspended as a Conservative MP for spreading misinformation about COVID vaccinations. It comes after the Northwest Leicestershire MP posted a tweet with a link to an article on vaccines and then added, as one consultant cardiologist told me, this is the biggest crime against humanity since the Holocaust. Prime Minister Rishi Sunak also condemned the remarks, calling the comparison utterly unacceptable. Tory Chief Whip Simon Hart said the comments had crossed the line and caused great offence. Mr. Hart said that Mr. Bridgen would lose the party whip, meaning he'll sit as an independent while a formal investigation takes place. He went on to say, as a nation, we should be very proud of what has been achieved through the vaccine programme. The vaccine is the best defence against COVID that we have. Misinformation about the vaccine causes harm and costs lives. In recent weeks, he has become increasingly vocal in his criticism of programmes to vaccinate people against COVID-19. Lord Mann, who's an independent peer and former Labour MP who advises the government on anti-Semitism, said that Mr. Bridgen should be barred from standing for the Tories at the next election. He said he cannot claim that he didn't realise the level of offence that his remarks cause. Conservative Chairman Nadeem Zahawi, who's a former vaccines minister, said he was proud of the UK's response to the pandemic and he was appalled by Mr. Bridgen's remarks. He then said, and I quote, any comparison made to the Holocaust is completely inappropriate, belittling one of the greatest horrors ever committed by humanity. The MP is currently serving a 5-day suspension from Parliament for breaching parliamentary rules on registering financial interests. Yeah, what do you guys think about that?
You know what we think about that? Anything that is said
Mm-hmm.
that summons
Mm-hmm.
a community,
Yeah,
you get got.
it's true, man.
Did you guys ever watch Squid Game?
No, I didn't watch that. No.
Do you know in Squid Game when it turned out that all the whites, you know, the people that put the games together, and then they were all in that secret room doing all sorts of like debauchery and stuff, and they had a mask on.
Yes.
Whenever I hear about like the whips,
Mm.
I don't know why that's what I think all the Tory leaders are doing.
That's because that's what they're doing.
Yeah, I don't know why.
Because that's what they're doing. That's why you think. Like,
Every time we say whip in here, I always just go back to that scene of them just sitting there, pot belly out, masks on, having sex with each other. It ain't right. But no, with this, he should have seen. He should have seen where this was going.
But I think a lot of white people don't feel the wrath.
What are you guys laughing about? Oh,
that's
you
it.
don't know how people get down, boy, in their spare time.
It ain't right.
But I think a lot of white people haven't felt the wrath of the Jews as much. You know what I'm saying?
Unless you're true,
unless you're like Corbyn, you know they hate Corbyn. You know what I'm saying? But unless they kind of
will never. I don't think they ever will, though. I think black people suffer a lot of things more because they would not to see a white person get flogged severely. Do you get what I mean? For things like this, but a 5-day suspension. Oh, that's appalling. You can't say that. That's where it's gonna end.
But you never know. You never know because
That's
you know.
Kanye now.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
But to be fair to I think the Jewish community, I don't think they really show any partiality to people. You know, to be fair.
You think so? Okay.
Yeah, I feel as though like typically white people, unless you're one of those conspiracy theorists, people, they don't really go out on a ledge like talking reckless about Jewish people.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I think
So they don't
their
coach.
main enemy is black people. You know what I'm saying? So they use all their artillery on us. You know what I mean? But the Jews is like every now and again. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, we'll see what happens to them.
That's funny.
Yeah. Next one is about Rishi Sunak. And basically, remember the other day he was questioned about whether he's got a private GP or NHS
And he don't.
one, yeah. Well, he's come out to answer the questions, right? So basically, this is what he said. The Prime Minister has told MPs he is registered with an NHS GP, but has used independent healthcare in the past.
He's a liar.
He's a goddamn liar. So Rishi Sunak has previously refused to say whether he uses private healthcare, insisting it was not really relevant. It followed a press report that Mr. Sunak is registered with a private GP practice, which charges £250 per consultation. At the PMQs, Mr. Sunak praised his local hospital for the fantastic care they have given my family and said, that's why I'm passionately committed to protecting it with more funding, more doctors and nurses, and a clear plan to cut the waiting lists. Mr. Sunak had told the BBC's Sunday with Laura Kusenberg programme that his healthcare was a personal choice. He said, as a general policy, I wouldn't ever talk about me or my family's healthcare situation. It's not really relevant. The Prime Minister's spokeswoman said Mr. Sunak did not have private cover and that while she would not get into timelines, he had always been registered with an NHS GP. And the last headline takes us to Africa and some peace talks. So this is really good news here, man. But the Tigrayan forces in northern Ethiopia have started handing over heavy weapons in line with a peace deal to end the brutal civil war. The African Union, the AU, said it was a step in the right direction to end a 2-year-long conflict. Hundreds of thousands of people are estimated to have died from starvation, a lack of medical care and fighting. The conflict broke out following a massive fallout between the regional and federal governments. Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed accused the Tigray People's Liberation Front, the TPLF, which controlled the region, of seizing military bases and launching an attempt to overthrow his government. Tigrayan forces advanced towards the federal capital, Addis Ababa, in 2021, but were pushed back. The TPLF spokesperson, Getachew Reda, said he hoped that the handover of weapons would go a long way in expediting the full implementation of the agreement. Armoured tanks, rockets and mortars were among the weapons transferred to the federal army on Tuesday. Basic services like electricity and banking are slowly resuming in Tigray after being cut off during the conflict. A major sticking point is the presence of Eritrean troops in the area, as well as forces from Ethiopia's Amhara region. They intervened in the conflict on the side of the federal government, and the TPLF is demanding their withdrawal. So yeah, it seems like it's good news anyway. At least a good step in the right direction. But yeah, hopefully they can actually get peace, man, and it stays that way. You know what I mean? But yeah, that's the end of the headlines.
Thank you very much. Let's get into what was keeping or what had E-Man waking up so excited today. Let's get into our what you saying topic of the day.
All right, people. So, welcome to topic of the day.
Can't even contain your excitement.
Why are you smirking for?
He said, I just saw the tweet Brett was talking about. He said he woke up excited, for this conversation.
To be fair, it's not only this. To be fair, yeah, it's more so the other one. If
What,
I'm
woke
being
a
honest.
joke?
Yeah, it's more so woke a joke.
Okay.
But Ben was just, adding spice and whatnot.
Well, in your tweet that you could. That
No,
you wrote.
when he was interpreting it.
Okay.
But basically, this topic is based on the news that Esther spoke about during the week as well, about Gabrielle Union. And basically her coming out and talking about her cheating in her first marriage and why she cheated in her first marriage. So I just wanted to read a few clips and whatnot.
Is that what you done? When did you report on that?
I can't. Do you know what? I talk so much, I don't even know what I reported on anymore. But I think I did.
Yeah.
Brazen.
I think you touched on it real thingy.
Very quickly,
Yeah.
I don't remember. Now this shows every day, man.
But yes. So I'm just going to read a few things that she said, right?
Okay.
Just to add some context and whatnot. But basically she was talking about how her first marriage was to ex-NFL player Chris Howard, who she divorced in 2006 after 5 years of marriage. She said, that first go around, I definitely was not getting the Wife of the Year awards. I had some focus issues, right? She spoke about feeling... She said that, she wishes she had more guilt about cheating on him during their first marriage.
You be like that sometimes.
and accused the football player of infidelity as well. So she said, in my first marriage, neither one of us felt like the marriage should get in the way of our dating. She said, laughing. So keeping up with these activities like, oh, that's what you're doing? You're going to feel this one. And I just felt entitled to it as well. But this is, this is where I kind of want to go with the conversation, It's this next thing, she says. She said, I was paying all the bills. I was working my ass off. And I felt like that's what comes, the spoils of riches.
Problem?
No problem. Just something to
Okay,
discuss.
spoils the riches.
Yeah. So she said, like my dad before me, whoever has the most gets to do whatever the hell they want. And that's what she thought. It was basically just dysfunctional from day one. That's what she's saying. So the question is, just to be obviously fair to her, this is not about bashing her. None of them things there, innit? Because obviously...
Some of you are started already.
Yeah, I expect it, you know what I'm saying? But the thing is, he cheated first, from my understanding.
Yeah.
She felt, cool, okay, this is what we're doing.
Two wrongs don't make a right,
It
man.
definitely don't make no right. You know what I'm saying?
But guess what it does? It makes us equal, bitch. That's what it does.
But the thing is, I think the main thing for me is that I think she kind of justified it by what she was doing in the house. You know what I'm saying? Talking about she's paying all the bills and this, that, and the third. So my question is that a good enough reason? Is she entitled to cheat and laugh about it when she's talking about it because she paid all the bills and worked her ass off?
I mean, no one's entitled to do... Well, are people entitled to do things? I think that anyone can do anything they want to do, really.
Yeah,
but I think that if it is a case where I'm the one carrying this household... I can't lie, it definitely does help my argument, helps my case.
Was this going to be your stance in previous? This is your stance in previous cases.
Babe, today's a new day. What do you think? We are dealing with Thursday, what is it, 12th of January problems. Gotta catch me on the right day. But no, I think to answer your question directly, I can see where she's coming from. If I'm doing everything, I'm working, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. The reason why we have this home and wherever else is because of me. And you have the cheek.
He's setting you up, you know.
That's the business I come back from it.
I'm
It's
not
me.
doing anything.
No, wait. And the thing is, and you have the cheek. And you have the cheek to be cheating. You're a bum and you're cheating. That's two struggles I can't run.
Okay.
So I can see where she's coming from.
Okay. So if he wasn't cheating, right, or maybe cheated once, could you still see where she's coming from?
Yeah, but you know me, I think cheating is wrong anyway. Whether it's once, half a time, think about it, I think it's wrong anyway. Only reason I can see where she's coming from is in what she's saying.
Okay.
Well, how come she was paying all the? He's an NFL player. Was he
This
like
is exactly what I was thinking.
Was he
as
on a
well.
rookie contract or something?
Mate,
No
who
idea.
knows?
This is what I was
Maybe
thinking as well. Why?
break your ankle or something.
But still, he would have made loads of money. He should have at least, innit?
Well, you'd be surprised though, because people don't invest their money. People don't spend money wisely. People spend money before they get it. So when you get the money, now you're in minus. So a lot of times we see, because I hate to talk about it. You guys' hero, Michael Jackson, he was broke AF. Jamie, but then certain people you will see them be like, oh, because they're a celebrity or their net worth, or whatever. But the net worth is not what's in the bank account. We see it all the time.
Definitely.
It's the realities.
So do you think she's entitled? Because obviously I know your standpoint, which is it's wrong across the board.
Yeah.
But if you look at the comments, on in social media,
The girls are happy.
They're happy.
Yeah, because
are they,
you know
yeah?
They are
what they were
happy.
celebrating the streets of the girls. Because you know what it is, I think because usually the story is always the other way around. So, and this is what I don't like about this current age we're in. It's a gender war, and it's just so harmful.
Yeah.
And I'll be honest with you, I don't know how people want to lay down and have kids and start a family when your genders don't like each other. I think we're living in a very, very harmful place in society right now. Because I saw that as when I was like the celebration. But I do think as a woman, I get the girls being like, oh, good, because it speaks to what they've been through in terms of this situation is a lot of girls have been cheated on. If you do a survey, you're mad. More women have than not having cheated on. Do you get what I mean? So I guess for women, they feel like it's a win in a way. But like you guys said, 2 wrongs don't make it right, obviously. But I get why the girls are celebrating it. Because usually it is women being cheated on and it's other women telling them, oh, you can't leave him because of that. It's only because that's small cheating. Do you get me? So I guess when you have a woman who was in a position of power where she didn't have to depend on him and he was cheating on her and she was like, I'm going to cheat back. For women, it's nice because we've been socialized and taught to pander to men, to not do these things.
Yeah.
So when you have a woman, I guess, because this shows that she kind of sees her worth. She saw her value. She saw her value in terms of she was aware that this house is running based off my income because I'm working hard. And then also he cheated on me. I'm not going to sit around, carry on working, carry on doing these things and be crying about the fact that he cheated on me.
Yeah.
I'm just going to do it back. In a way, because what typically women have been socialized to do is just cry about it. It's to carry on working, carry on slaving after the family, but be upset about it. Give it multiple chances and whatever.
Is cheating back a
So
female
in a way,
thing?
it's a valuable thing.
I don't think do men think like that?
What, to cheat back?
Yeah, I
No,
think
men
that's
just leave you.
yeah, but I think that's the lowest. Like, see that mentality, yeah. Like, I think cheating back, I think is foul.
What about cheating? Forget the back.
Yeah, but you've like compromised everything. Like you've messed up. Not even like you've messed up yourself, if that makes sense. Because
Is this a person cheating or the cheating back?
the cheating back up. If you was a cheater, yeah, as a girl, as a female, yeah. If you was a cheater anyway, yeah, if that was in your nature, yeah, then you are what you are, innit? You know what I'm trying to say? Like, so regardless of whatever relationships you get into, boom, boom, like you are who you are.
Yeah.
If you're not that way, yeah, you're a good, upstanding citizen, yeah, contributing member to society, yeah.
And this
then your
household.
man cheats on you, then you go and lose your mind and throw your morals all out the window and go and fuck somebody.
Yeah.
You're a psychopath. Like, what is that? Like,
Wait,
if it was in you beforehand, then all right, cool, fine. You're just doing what you're doing. It's to get back. But if you stood for something and then now all of a sudden, in the name of revenge, you want to go and throw your morals down in the bin.
You know what?
Like, what are you doing?
So what if it's not for revenge? What if it's like, do you know what, actually? He had fun, dude. I want to have a bit of fun as well. What if it's not for revenge?
So,
It's just,
so your mind's
no.
so you're that easily influenced. Like, you
No,
don't stand
no.
on nothing for yourself.
No, but
fam.
I could come in here. You could be like to me, do you know what? I only like ready salted crisps.
Yeah.
I'm like, see, the prawn crackers are nice, you know. Give it a try. And then you go and try it. Are you weak-minded because you decided to try that?
No.
Exactly. So if her man cheats and she's seen like, this guy's been having fun. He's been living life. And she's like, you know what?
If you
I
told
wanna-
us-
I want to see what that's like. I don't think trying something back
If you've
makes
told
you
you,
a weak-minded person.
if you've told yourself you would never do something, this thing here I would never do. This goes against everything I stand for. Then you let a no good man come in, yeah, and one of his actions, yeah, change your whole setup. Then you stand for nothing.
Marks.
There's
How-
no
so
there's
are
no
you telling
integrity.
me-
There's no integrity there.
Are you telling me in the life that you've lived,
What's this about me? Me?
you're looking at me, ain't you? In the life that you've lived, you've never ever, and something that you were like, I'm never gonna do that. You've never not done it.
Well,
I rest my case.
No,
man.
but do you know the thing is,
Silliness.
it's very different, yeah, to obviously to the example you gave about the crisp and stuff, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because I feel as though, obviously, I know like you're speaking up for the girls and trying to, articulate their viewpoint and stuff.
I don't say that because I don't think every girl agrees with me. I
Okay,
can't,
yeah, exactly.
Come on,
Disclaimer.
my
and
braids,
whatnot.
yeah.
Yes. But I personally, I don't see you doing that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so, why is it a thing where you won't do it, but yet some girls would do it, and somehow it's okay? Do you
I'll
get,
be honest with
do you get where I'm coming from?
Yeah, I've been close to cheating. You see, when it comes to cheating, yeah.
Almost don't count.
Okay, Brandy. No, but you know what it is? Okay, the thing with cheating, yeah, is that to cheat, so this is because I'm, going for awakening and blah, 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 blah. With cheating, yeah, like sometimes it's premeditated, it's planned to a T, it gets done.
Okay.
However, sometimes it's just right feeling, wrong place.
You say off the cuff.
Off the cuff. Do you get what I mean? And for me, I just think, yeah, that's really it. So do you understand? I don't think I think for some people, obviously, it's as detailed as you've gone against your morals. You said you'd never do this, blah, blah. But for some people, it's just, okay, it's me wallowing in my sadness. And be like, wow, he cheated on me, I'm upset, blah, blah. Then, because every girl has a guy who's interested in her, who she's not with. And you never read, and then it's like, okay, and you message, well, he messages you, right time again, whatever. Message me, like, do you know what? Okay, cool. You just go with it. Sometimes these things don't take as much like thinking and planning as it just is, I'm horny, you're there, let's go. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah.
Okay. Put because I didn't want it to be a thing of cheating, the man cheats and then the woman cheats back.
So can I just say though, I do think both of you are crazy for saying that the person cheats back is a psycho, but not the person who cheated.
No, it's not because of that. Though.
No, because he's trying to say like, yeah, but if that's what you do, then we know that's you. No, we know that's you, and you need to fix that. It's not, we know that's you, and you can go forth in life going cheating everywhere.
No, that's not what I'm saying. But that's the parameters that you walked into anyway. If that makes sense, like you wouldn't have been surprised. You get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah,
Like, obviously, you wouldn't expect it. You wouldn't want it, yeah. But you wouldn't be surprised. So you know, like who you're dealing with, innit? And I'm trying to say, as a man and your partner as well, yeah, you would also want to know who you're dealing with. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Yeah. So you would know before if people are open and honest and you have conversation, you get to know people, you would know what kind of person you're dealing with. So what I'm trying to say is, if I knew, that you was the type of person, that if I cheated on someone, you're gonna go and do it back, and I knew that's something that I've got to deal with, But if you done it, it is what it is, but it's expected. I'm saying if I was under the mindset and everything you've said about your life and the way you live it and the way you carry yourself and whatnot, you are not on those things. You are totally against those things. You'll never do that. It's wrong, everything, And then you let my actions, change everything you stand for, There's no strength there.
But
this
you know what
is
it
what I'm
is,
saying.
But you know what it is? Firstly, it's a cause and effect thing. If you didn't cheat, then she wouldn't have to cheat back. Then you wouldn't have to question who she is. That's fair. But also as well, people need to understand that... sorry, I thought I chipped a nail. I forgot my point. What you said? You said she's in the back.
I'm just saying, my actions shouldn't be able to dictate.
Oh yeah, that's it.
What you stand for.
No, but like with certain things in life, like it's not. Like I'm saying, it's not as.
Sorry to cut you again, because what I'm saying, if you go around and you do that, I'm not even mad. If that makes sense, you're not even who I thought you was. Like, I'm glad I'm glad this is over, because you're not even the kind of person I want to be with. Like, do you get what I'm trying to say? Now, with hindsight, now you've done that. Now I've seen what's in your heart, in your core, and the type of person you
Wait, you
are.
don't see what's in your heart and your core.
What?
You're crazy.
No, I'm just saying, it's not even a... I'll just count my losses, because you know what? This ain't even the kind of woman I need to be with, to be totally honest with you.
I can't believe a cheating man will look at me and say to me, well, you cheated back, well, you don't even stand for anything. What? But do you know the reality of life, though, is that you never know how you're going to act until you're actually in a situation.
That's true.
So I could be like, if a guy cheats on me, I'm going to leave, or I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. Yeah. Until you're faced with that, you don't know. And it's the same way if you went in public, if you're someone who's like, I don't stand for violence at all. At all. You're walking down the house and someone slaps you. Yeah. You slap them back. You never would have known that this is how you would react until you're in that position. Yeah. So I can be like, I don't stand for cheating. I think cheating is wrong, blah, blah. But when I'm in that situation, the annoyance, the embarrassment, whatever it is I might feel, might be like, do you know what? And I've had a guy in my DMs all this time. let's go. I don't believe in cheating back because your partner's cheated on you. I do believe in cheating back because you want to cheat back.
Sorry.
Do you get what I mean?
I got a good analogy here.
You get from the comments?
Yeah, I got it from the comments. I like it.
No?
I like it. So you and your partner,
It's from Kevin?
No, it's not from Kevin. So you and your partner,
Yeah.
you are together in a nice, healthy relationship, and you decide amongst you yourself, you will never smoke crack, It's horrible. It's degrading. It goes against everything we stand for. Yeah. Crack.
Crack is whack.
Crack is whack. Yeah. These are facts. Yeah.
Yeah.
I slip up and I smoke crack.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you in turn go and smoke some crack now?
It depends. If I'm the witness to your Bobby, I might.
Why would you do
Never
that?
know. Why would I what?
Smoke the crack.
Because you don't know what you don't know until you're in a situation. I might see you. You might seem happier
I might
to
see
me.
you lit. Man said I might see
You might be happier than I've ever seen you in my life. And I'm like, I didn't know this was my husband. Give me some. You don't know until you're in the situation. You actually do not know.
Okay, fair enough.
See?
I think like people say no to certain things, right? But there's a threshold for different people in it. So like you're saying about crack, for example, some people's threshold for crack is like down here.
Yeah.
Never ever am I going. You know what I'm saying? But some people's like, you know what? I experiment with drugs anyway. I would say no to crack, but I experiment anyway. That type of person is more likely than the person who says
crack.
no. Period. You know what I'm saying?
Do you think so?
100%.
I don't think so, you know.
Why?
I think it's more likely to be the person who says that no at all. Because sometimes you say no and you're like, do you know what? Let me live a little.
And then jump to crack.
But then the person who does the other drugs is like, do you know what? I know how, like, they would have more experience with drugs in terms of, I know this is addictive. I know this is this, so I'm not going to go because that I've heard is the worst. But someone who doesn't smoke weed, don't smoke cigarettes, nothing's like, I'll try some. Do you know what I mean? I just think you never know how you're going to react to something until you're actually in that situation.
They're calling Esther a generational talent at work.
A what?
They said you're a generational talent. They said we're watching a generational talent at work.
That's ridiculous. But no, yeah.
like I was saying, I don't want it to be us to stay on the whole
Cheating stuff.
he cheated, so she cheated back.
Yeah.
But more so what she said to kind of justify it, at least in my interpretation, which is that she's working, she's doing certain things, and that at least she grew up in a household where it's like, well, I do all of this, at least from my dad's perspective.
Yeah.
And so I'm okay to do so.
Yeah.
And people are obviously cheering this on. And there's a video that I wanna play, right?
Yeah.
And just to get your kind of everyone's viewpoint on this,
Yeah.
right? So Ben, can you play the video, please?
Ooh. This nail is...
Ultimately, in a union, we're all putting in one pot. We're all building and growing together. Whether I make more money, whether you make more money, we all have the same common goals, and we're trying to get where we're trying to go. But at the same time, if I just feel like if I am making more than my man, I really don't want him saying too much or nothing. I don't want you saying anything because I feel like you're gonna start getting on my nerves. You don't make enough money. Be quiet. What you mean you're hungry? You don't make enough money. Go make a sandwich. What you mean you had a long
about
day?
The respect part, like that happens.
I don't want to hear it. I'm gonna need you to hustle a little bit more. I need you to go cut some hair. I need you to go cut some grass.
Let's do what we.
Something like
Let's
I
do
feel
what we
like we
gotta do.
should be not in competition, but it should be a motivating
Motivating each
factor.
other.
Yeah.
I want to see you have just as much drive and ambition as me.
You are down bad.
All right.
She said, get your money up, not your funny up.
It's because there's gender roles in it, and obviously
is
some
it.
people don't subscribe to them, but some
This is
people
it.
do. And then if you're gonna try and flip them on their head, then
This is
then
it.
the woman's gonna want
That.
the male equivalent of what the gender role would be. So if they're advocating for it and it's fine, then don't get upset when I'm telling you, as long as I'm earning the money, make sure you just stay in the kitchen and do what you're supposed to do. Make sure my
Precisely.
kids are fed and you stay in the kitchen. I'm gonna bring on the bacon. Why are you getting mad when I'm talking like this for then?
Exactly.
And do you know what it is? I think, and that's honestly, that's the issue, is that the reason why she, and I'm sure a lot of other women think like that, is because they've seen the reverse, in that that's how we've been conditioned, that if the man is bringing this and bringing that, then your job is to do this. But this is why I hate as well when people, quote the, wives be submissive to your husband. Like, I just feel like it's giving, I'm here, you're here. Like, it's always what's the word? subordinate.
Okay.
I feel like relationships and marriages has this subordinate role to it where because you're not earning, it's weird to me how like everything comes down to money as well. How because you're earning more than me, automatically then that means everything else should fall on me, but not looking at it as a partnership.
Yeah.
I feel like obviously if it's a situation where the man is the breadwinner, the woman's the housewife, right? Obviously then she will end up, because of what it is that she's doing, end up caring for the children more, end up taking care of the house, being the homemaker and stuff. That makes sense. However, what we have today as well is that the situations where the man is earning, say he's like 20 grand difference. She's still working full time or whatever. But for some reason, because you earn less, it's like all the other things that's the gender roles we've learned still needs to fall on you, kind of thing.
These men ain't strong enough at the end of the day because money is not masculine or feminine.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
You know what I'm trying to say? So you having more money than me shouldn't demasculate me or whatever it may be. Like, you know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
So it's like if you having more money than me means you think I should do all the chores and all right, cool, whatever. I should be able to pull my weight in the household. I'm still a man. You get what I'm trying to say? Like I'm still masculine. I'm still masculine. If you think your money's gonna make you come and start talking down to me and acting a different way and you want to start trying to demasculate, and I'll tell you, then you act like you're the man then. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, forget,
you know what's
go
mad?
and do the man stuff. Even though if you're earning more money, you want to think as well, put that TV on the wall as well with the bracket. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, you think like, I ain't doing a one Ross. It's just like, you know what I'm trying to say?
No, but
Like,
do you know what's mad though? And this is very similar to, this is the same thing as Gabrielle Union's mindset. This is what patriarchy set in society. And all women are doing is literally flipping it on its head, because again, the women were like, the man earning more is a masculine thing. He's the breadwinner. Like, you're a man if you're the one who's, the household is running based off your incomes. So this is what you have to do. So for me, it's not wild. It is wild because it's not healthy, but my thinking is wild. It's from a different place. It's from a place of we need to heal in this land kind of thing.
Yeah.
But it's not wild. If I put two and two together in terms of how it is that women's roles are, what women have been taught their role is when the man is earning money, it's not wild to me that a woman is then saying, I'm earning, so that means it's reverse, right? You're going to be the carer. You're going to be do this. All these women are doing is literally playing the men at the game of the rules that they set.
Yeah, but the double standards messes everything up because, like, all right, cool. If you have conversations, we have conversations all the time. Speak to you, whatever. You find out it's true that women don't want no man that's earning less than them, that's shorter than them, that's weaker than them. Like none of these things. Like, you know what I'm trying to say? Like all the typical gender roles that we apply to, this is the stuff that they want when you speak to them. This is what they want. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yep.
And then even though he's a prick or whatever, you get a man like, say, Andrew Tate, who comes out reinforcing all the stuff that they're saying that they want. And then because he's so loud and so vocal with it, it's a problem.
Yeah. Do you know what I realised as well, and it's an issue in society for us, is that because of things that we see on social media, we generalise and actually live out our real lives as if the views of what it actually is really a minority is the view of everybody in society. Do you get what I mean? And also, I keep telling you guys, I'll keep telling you guys the secrets. A lot of girls are not doing what they're saying online. It's all a facade.
100%.
A lot of girls are dating brakemen.
100%.
Hella brakemen.
But are they
they're
unhappy
funding
inside?
and second?
Do you think they're unhappy inside?
No, because I feel like with women, like obviously depending on what your needs are, what it is that you're in a relationship for, blah blah blah. But if you're being loved right and stuff like that, it is what it is. But the issue is just that, because you know what it is? I don't know. I think it's really about balance. Because when I think about like, you know, the Andrew Tates and the Kevin Samuels and stuff, I think it is about balance. But again, unfortunately, I've been open and honest in saying that these guys, I've never looked into their content because the things that I see them trending for are not things that I subscribe to, and they're messages that I deem as harmful. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
So don't kiss your teeth at me.
No, I'm not. I was thinking about myself.
Okay.
I'm done, man.
Do you mean-
I want to see how the other side live.
What was that? What,
I'm
take
saying,
kept men?
I just want to be a kept man. If any woman out there, but I want real money though. Like
Put it in your thingy. No chicken change.
No chicken. No chump change. No chump change. Real money.
But because the thing is, I feel like if I listen to this guy's content and whatever, I would be like, okay, they're speaking sense. But the issue is that guys like that have a platform and apparently are, you know, reinforcing what it is that some women say. They care a lot about clout. It's more clickbait. So no one's gonna have the time to listen to what he's just saying. Actually, sorry, yeah. It's kind of word and roadish, but let me tell you guys. So remember I said the other day that Judge Lynn Tola, my favorite judge, her husband died, right?
Yeah.
So basically, she posted something on Instagram yesterday I thought was so interesting, and it actually relates to this. And basically, since she spoke about her husband passing away, people are basically commending her and like, oh, you're speaking so well of him and blah, blah. So this is what she said. She said, hold on. She said, I'm all for sharing and... Okay, no, sorry. This is which she says going to stop doing all of that. But she said, before I reposition, blah, blah, I wanted to share this one last thing. I got comments from more than a few folk praising me for speaking so positively about my husband. They say he speaks well of me in stark contrast to modern women, in quotes, who just bash guys. There is so much incentive for men and women to bash each other these days because it starts mess and gets you followers and invites the ever increasing incendiary language and ideas that infects how we feel. You can't soak in a tub of derision and come out clean. It sells you bit by bit, and then negativity becomes a norm. And now that mess is monetized. I deserve no praise for speaking highly of him, as in her husband. I'm just relaying the facts. He deserves it. He did those things that made me adore him over and over again. Was he perfect? No. But he was a man who loved hard and always tried to do the honourable thing. He took care of people. This is a piece of an interview, or then she talks about the interview she did on Breakfast Club, and she was talking about relationships on there. Actually, check it out. It was a really, really good interview. And she said, this is the interview I did on Breakfast Club when I thought we had another 15 years or so to go. She said he was a high value man, and it had nothing to do with the money he made. The whole interview is on YouTube if you care to watch it, blah, blah, be well, be kind. And she said... So basically, she's talking about how today in society, the emphasis on relationships is all about money. Yeah. And this is the issue with like guys like Andrew Tate and Kevin Samuels. I feel like because I've seen platforms by other men who are actually, Ola the comedian, such an intelligent and wise man. He talks about things that helps men be better husbands, to help them be better men and blah, blah, blah. But the thing is, he's not using insulting women as clickbait. And this is the issue, because at the issue of all these gender wars or whatever, is people trying to grow a following, people trying to make money. So Andrew Tate and Kevin Samuels, they actually might have good advice. I don't know. I would never ever dedicate my time to go and find out. I don't care about them. I would rather spend time with other men who speak sensibly the way they do. I'm not saying women are perfect, in no way. I think there's a lot of issues. I said earlier as well, I don't agree with you cheating back because of revenge. If you want to cheat back, because you know what, I've always wanted to try this, I'm cheat back, then fair enough. I would respect that more than I would respect you cheating back for revenge. But the issue is that we are in a place in society where it's literally a clash of gender. And it's crazy. So unfortunately, though Andrew Tate and Kevin Samuels and whatever other guys out there may be saying the things that women are saying, the packaging is poor. And in the same way as well, this is what I was saying about with women, some women being hypocrites as well, because they will go online and say, I can't date a guy who's 1 inch shorter than me. I can't date a guy who's not got money, blah, blah. But the reality is that you're with a bum.
Yeah, cool. Like these gender wars and stuff like that, it's all fake.
It's all fake.
You get me? And people like to pretend and play into it, and we pretend to hate each other, But the truth is,
we're sticking with each other.
We're nowhere fucked. We know we're stuck with each other. All we got is us. You know what I'm trying to say?
Us.
All we got is us, And people be chatting shit online, and like you're saying, torment, this one, that one. You see behind closed doors, it's just us fucking with each other. That's
it.
It's never gonna change. It's never gonna stop. You get what I'm trying to say? Like human, like man and women, like need each other. You know what it is? Like, you know, like, because we're just like animals and that, like, it goes down to, it's in our instinct to just be together. You know, like when animals like burrow up together and all that. You know, I think about it sometimes. You know, like at night time, for the most part, like we're all normal, working, going about our day. We're dressed up, we're clothed, boom, boom, boom. But for the most part, everybody at night, goes back into like
their true selves.
That feral state, that animalistic. Everyone's naked, huddled up together. We're naked, wrapped up.
But tweeting crazy.
You get me? Like, but tweeting crazy though.
Tweeting crazy.
Tweeting crazy though. But we're naked, wrapped up, keeping each other warm. Natural body.
It's
you
mad.
get me? Comfort. That's your closest comfort place, with you next to a woman holding. You know what I'm saying? This is our shit. You get
And
me?
that's the
But then
thing.
we wake up in the day, separate from each other, and then pretend like
it's true.
pretend like we
I'm
don't like
fuck
each
nigga
other.
free.
Yeah, I'm fuck nigga free. Do you see what I'm saying? We gotta stop this, man. We gotta stop
that's
pretending,
my
man.
issue.
Brent,
That's
click
the
me
thing,
up, man.
100%. 100%. I'm throwing some pictures too.
But you know what it is, it's that It's all fake. This is why I always say to people like, sorry, yeah, I'm not sorry. I'm not apologizing for it. You are weak-minded if the way you live your life and the ideologies that you have and how you present as a human being comes off social media, because everybody's lying. Everybody's lying. I've done it before. I've been laid up there talking about, I can't believe a guy that cheats. I was getting cheated on left, right, and center. What? I was mug of the century being cheated, but I'm laying up in bed like, never let a guy do this, girls. Know your worth, blah, blah. It's all cap. I didn't know my worth. Do you get what I mean? This was back in a long time ago days. I'm woke now. But you get what I mean? I think it's all fake. And that's what's sad, is that we see stuff online and everyone just takes it as gospel. Liars, bruv.
I know obviously this is going to be like a very tough question, especially to answer in like in a couple of minutes here. But what do you think started these so-called gender wars? And how do you think it could... What's the remedy?
I think it started from before Christ.
Okay.
Like, I feel like it's been in... I just feel like it's just been before time. And I think it's just gotten worse over time. Do you get me? I feel like with women, I feel like the way God created women for the role that they have. That role of being a homemaker, being a childbearer. I will not argue with that. I will not argue with the Almighty. I will see the pearly gates. Do you get what I mean? However, I think that over time, as society's evolved, we've added our own definitions to things. And now, I honestly see society as, I think, it's gone out of hand. I think this gender situation, this fighting for this and fighting for that, is gone out of hand. And I think also one of the things, I know like with my gender, and Ginny and I have spoken about it actually on this show, is in terms of how we were raised. But the thing is, how we were raised was because our parents were raised that way. And their parents were raised that way. And that, so it's always gone back in time. Like there's some parents who would tell, like, if a girl's like, oh, my husband cheated on me, it's what men do. You'd be all right. To the point where, and unfortunately, again, you know with thresholds you were talking about earlier, some people don't have a threshold. It's when they kill you that's different. So even when a guy's beating you, they'll be like, the advice a woman can get is, well, don't do things that will anger him so he wouldn't have to beat you. Or how about you make sure you do everything properly so that way it doesn't. Do you know what I mean? So it goes back so far that I don't even think we have the watch to calculate how far back it goes. Do you get what I mean? But I think the only thing that we can do is, I think that each person in your household is breaking that generation. I think it's a generational curse. That gender war is a generational curse. And I think what's important is that in each household to break that, to make sure that that is not the case moving forward. And like, you get me? Like that you're not like that. And when you have children, your children are not seeing that being the case. And that is how change happens. That is how change comes about. Because otherwise, 50 years from now, our grandchildren are going to be the day after the next generation, and they're going to have the same conversation. Do you get what I mean?
The gender wars have always been there. I think it's just we just pit it against each other. Like, you know what I'm trying to say? Like, we just always been there. And I think it was different. It was different back in the day because we had more of a grip of the situation. Men used to rule with an iron fist. You know what I'm trying to say? And obviously, like, just being like the stronger sex or whatever, they just went out there, do that man stuff, that conquering shit, and just took whatever they're taking and pattern up whatever they're patterned up and then set the rules, innit? Like, get women, you can't vote, can't talk, being like, shut up, rare. They done that and they set it. And I think the wars, it comes from for the fact that because people just don't like change, innit? So when you go through and you're living and then women start to understand that, 1 second, who are you talking to? You get what I'm trying to say? And then they obviously galvanized, got their rights together now, and then fixed up, and then things had to change, innit? But then there's a lot of that stuff still kind of like ingrained in us. Like, there's a lot of people that, whether they even think it or speak it, they still, them old school things that are setting us are still there. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's undertones of them are still there. But in society, women's been moved up. So that's where the rub comes from. You get what I'm trying to say? Because there's bare man who want to say, shut up and get in the kitchen. Yeah. But they can't say that no more. Do you get what I'm trying to say? And then they got to find more creative ways of saying
shut
that.
You up and get in the kitchen.
You get what I'm trying to say? Yeah. And then it's just all crazy.
And this is what I always say to everyone. I feel like every single thing that makes us has come from somewhere. And I always say you need to question everything. Even if you like bread a lot. Like anything as simple and easy as anything as simple or as tiny as you may think it is, question where it comes from. And I think like even like with relationships or whatever, I haven't always thought like this. This is me intentionally thinking about, okay, why is it I want to get married? Why do I want to have kids? Like, remember Started the show, I was like, I don't want to have kids.
Yeah.
I want to have kids now. But again, I had to work through that to
Yeah.
realize why it was I didn't want to have kids. Do you get what I mean? Like, you've got to work through things and question things. Otherwise, like Mark said, we're always going to be in friction because, again, and I think, do you know what it is as well? I think that sometimes I even believe that this woke culture with women, and I'm going to say women because I'm a woman, so don't fight me. But with women, sometimes women say that this is what they want, but they don't actually understand. They don't know why it is that they want it. They just know that it's backwards to say that you don't want that.
Okay.
So it's backwards for me to say that I want. Someone will be like, it's backwards for me to say I want to be a housewife.
Yeah.
It's backwards for me to say, oh, I want to get married and blah blah. Because for them, that speaks to what it was the previous generation were doing. And from that, obviously, we know that their mindset was different. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
Some women don't actually know why it is that they're feminists. Why is that they woke? Why is that they're now internalizing these ideologies? And when you start to question that, you come to a balance where whatever it is that you desire for yourself then meets your needs. Do you get me? So me wanting to be married, I know why it is that I want to be married and whatever. Me wanting to be with a guy, because like, before I used to be like, my man has to earn more than me, blah 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 blah. Now honestly, I couldn't care less because that is not the hill that I'm going to die on.
Yeah.
Because there's better qualities that man can present to me that means more. There's guys who have money and whatever, and if you see the way they talk to women, it's disgusting. You're replaceable to them. Do you get what I mean? So I think everybody, man and woman, needs to question why it is that you have these mindsets that you do. Even like my male friends, sometimes they'll be like, oh, I want my girl to do this, blah, blah. But why do you want that? When we get to the bottom of it, it's like, actually, I don't even need, that is just something that I've been told as a man I should want. You got to question these things.
Do you feel like some things there, 'cause obviously I'm conscious of the time and stuff here, but do you feel like some things are just biological? Because I don't think that men and women just come to the world and blank canvases and then society just
fills them in.
No. I think something's genetic, biological, and that's why you're geared to want certain things more than the other race. Sorry, the other gender. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I agree with that because I think the issue is, I think there are biologically things. I do believe that God put in women that more nurturing spirit to take care of children, blah, blah. I believe that wholeheartedly. Yeah. However, the issue is that biology is not the same for everybody.
Fact.
So there are women who don't want to have children, who don't have that mothering. Like there's been the hella cases where you read and a woman has given birth, she felt no connection while she was pregnant. But people will be like, oh, when the baby comes, you love the baby.
Yeah, it's true.
Babies come, I still don't feel connection. I'm breastfeeding, I still don't feel connection. But the issue is that though, yes, there are biological things that is there. However, it's not a one size fits all. But society forces it to be a one size fits all, and they don't accommodate for people who are different. The same way you have men who, obviously men are more like, be masculine, but you have men who are more in touch with their feelings.
True. Yeah.
But again, society does not allow for that because that's a feminine thing.
Man, I think at the heart of this, right?
Yeah.
Because you asked a question before, like, when did this all start, right? When did this friction all start? At the heart of this, surely it's the pushback from the years of abuse and lack of respect. Surely.
Okay, maybe.
You asked and you said, is some of this biological?
Yes.
And Esther said, yeah, some.
Yeah.
100%. And if that was the case and there was respect there, if there wasn't these biological norms being disrespected, being abused, then I think that it would have been a fairer shake right now. I think there wouldn't be so much conflict.
I agree with that.
Because if you deep it, certain people who are now feminists, it's because of their experiences with bad individuals, right? Yeah. And they say, enough is enough. I can't stand this anymore. I'm actually making a stand, right? Now, you would never align yourself with the type of men that got her to that particular place. You, Emmanuel. Yeah. Because you see yourself as a man differently than how those men were abusing their particular role.
100%.
Yes? But she's already there. She's already gone past that particular threshold. She's there and she's angry. Yeah. And now you add social media to the mix, where there are others like her who, again, men who haven't lived up to the particular mantle that they should have been living up to. Respectful. and non-abusers, then it just gets amplified. And then the conversation moves and it becomes, it's now a war. It's now a war. And you guys are saying, during the day, there's fighting, but during the night,
It's fucking.
it's coupling. And during
There's
the day,
mating.
the lights are on.
Yeah.
People are watching.
Yeah.
So it makes sense. Do you understand? The world is watching now. And you can't be seen losing this particular quote-unquote war.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot at stake now.
Yeah.
There's a lot at stake far past just the person just going back and forth. And there are people who may not have even gone through that particular experience,
Yeah.
still taking
But
sides.
you got to get
and
on code.
fighting.
You got to get on code. Yeah.
Do you understand?
Do you think it's sorry?
No, go on.
Do you think it's disrespect on both sides though, or do you think it's more so men disrespecting women?
So I would like examples, because when it is that you asked me, I went back to the very beginning. And I know there's an entrenched pattern that Marx basically said men made the rules, that they did. Do you understand? And the world changed, but the rules, well, apparently men wanted it to stay the same.
But do you understand? But
yeah.
you know the thing is,
That's what it is, innit?
Yes.
Yeah.
But you know the thing is, for me, right? I agree with what you guys are saying, right? But I think we take for granted how processes work, though, because there isn't no group of men at some point in time in AD times, BC times that came together and said, "Look, this is how we're gonna do society." A lot of this stuff is evolution, it's observation and saying this is best if these people do this and these people do this.
No, but you got to live and you learn. It wasn't. I'm not saying it's done through malice, but it's like it's taken through what you want. So
Yeah.
when you're getting in that, when you're in that community, or you're in that village, and them man that was going out and bringing back the wolves,
Yep.
bringing back the deer, and then
Yeah.
going down and chopping down the fire, and then building up and sweat and blood, sweat and tears, and the gallon was there thinking. After they done all that stuff, they said, "No, you know what? This is mine." I'm like, you get me? I'm doing everything here. I'm the one. I'm gonna protect you. I'm rare. This is mine.
Yeah.
You get me? It weren't. It's just through. I think it's just through living and life, innit?
Yeah, evolution. So exactly.
Exactly,
it's
but then you
normal.
have to learn, understand that. Okay, cool, fair enough. Yeah, use the R stronger, bread, boom, 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 boom. But females are equally as important, have rights too. But it's
100%.
different, innit? So
100%.
but that's what Brent's saying. Through us learning and understanding that things ain't what we thought it was, But then the men still wanted the rules to stay the same.
But when you
And
say,
that's the issue.
But when you say things are not what we thought it was, in what way though?
Well, like I'm saying, we're just taking what you want and means putting you on top, and then basically like, because men have been oppressing women from the beginning of time, basically. You know what I'm trying to say? And thought that was okay. And so that's what I'm saying when it's not. That's not all right. It's not supposed to be like that. It's supposed to be more harmonious. It's supposed to come together in the community. You get what I'm trying to say? Like you're not supposed to be under man's thumb.
Yeah, but okay, maybe this is a completely different topic here. But where does value come from? Like, what makes you say, you know what, that's a man, and in that role, I love what he does, and that's a woman, and in that role, I love what she does. Because I don't think it's necessarily men just saying, you know what, this is how it should be. I think it's because people recognize for us to progress, for us to survive and thrive, it's best if we do certain things. Like you said earlier, God put it in a woman to say, you know, I'm going to be more nurturing, and put it in a man to say, I'm going to be more, you know what I mean, providing this and the third. If that's biological, and that's just us getting some type of consciousness of our surroundings, of who we are together, and saying, let's just do these roles to the best of our ability.
Yeah.
Surely it's not a patriarch thing to say, I think the abuse, the subjugation is, right? But the acknowledgement of the roles.
No, but you know what it is though? It is patriarchal and it is abuse when it is that woman's like, yeah, I am nurturing, I am this, I'm this, but I'd also like to work. And it's like, no, you wouldn't have the rights to work.
Okay, yeah, of course.
Do you see what I'm saying? So again, it's that whole, this is the role, you're gonna stick with
to
it.
it.
I'm not, like, you can't deviate from this role. It makes no sense.
Yeah.
Because the thing is, like, I watch, like, you know, stuff with like couples, like real life couples and blah blah blah. And there are things in families, very cheeky behavior, where the woman is actually the breadwinner.
Yes.
The woman is the breadwinner. The guy's lazy. He doesn't work, doesn't do anything. But would you believe that he's still like, I'm the man of the house, as in like she will cook, clean. He wants her to take care of the kids and blah blah. And his contribution is nothing but, I am a man. You're welcome. Like, this is it. You're welcome.
Okay, yeah, go.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Yes.
So I think that I agree with what Brent said as well in terms of like it's years of abuse where people is just now it's defense mode. Do you get what I mean? And that again is something that I've had to personally work through.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, there are more women than not that unfortunately have a story of abuse when it comes to men or whatever. And I'm not just talking about sex. I'm talking about like in terms of abuse and power, in terms of this is what you would do, this is what you conform to, this is how you're raised, and to the point where even women perpetuate that. Like me and Jen have spoken about how we're raised by the women in our lives to be to be subordinate to men.
Yeah.
Do you get what I mean? So and I do think that that's what the issue is in society today, where people are just honestly, people are on defense mode. Because I was listening to Receipts with and Candice Braithwaite. She was on an episode there, and she's like been married for like over 10 years and blah blah, and talking about relationships and marriage or whatever. And she was saying how like her man is Nigerian, she's Jamaican, Caribbean, I think she's Jamaican, and her husband is Nigerian, right? And she was said how she wasn't trying to date Brandon B with a black man because all she knew from black men was unfortunately disrespect, abuse, not being valued, them not knowing her worth. So for the longest time, when her man wanted to, and her man is, from what she said, there's a wholesome man, is a good father, a good husband, good everything. But even though this good guy came, she was fighting against it, like, no, because I feel like it's going to be a trick. I'm going to end up in a situation where you're going to just use and abuse me again, because this is all I've ever known. So unfortunately, and there's countless of women. If it was in me to like men other than flipping black men, I would be with a Max Brandon or something. I would be with a white man. But again, it's because I'm not attracted to it. And I won't lie and say that, there's times I'm not annoyed that I'm not attracted to non-black men, because it's not, I know it's not easy over there, blah blah, but again, my experiences with black men has not been the greatest. So when you've got that situation, it's difficult then when you then have a man who's still stuck in you would do this, this is how women should do this. This is what women were born for, to breed and to feed. Do you get what I mean? And then you got women who's like, no, I want more for that. There's always going to be that friction. But unfortunately, this is why I say that everyone needs to look at themselves and look at their homes and look at them as a person and determine what kind of person that you want to be. Because then when you meet somebody, because she said it was difficult for, like, her husband. Not that she didn't go out of her way to make it hard for him, but she just was resistant to accepting that love, because, like, I feel like this is a trap again. Do you get what I mean? It's difficult.
Obviously, because of time, we have to kind of wrap up. But I feel like it's been a good discussion, and I had other questions I wanted to ask you as well. But I think maybe we'll leave that for
the part 2.
Yeah, part 2 another day or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, man.
What are you laughing at over there?
So I just see someone put in the group Gareth Southgate.
Do you know what?
Guy,
it's a new year.
Actually, before we go,
new year.
Before we go, I just wanted to ask you, because when you said about, for example, our parents, I'm assuming, let's just say the mums, right? Our mums and stuff,
Well, because daddy ain't around, so part of the problem. See what I'm saying? Part of the problem.
Big facts.
Carry on.
But kind of nurturing you girls today to be like, look, behave like this to your husbands and this, that, and the third.
Conditioning. The word we would like to use.
Sorry, conditioning, right? I'm not trying to be, I don't know how to put it. I'm not trying to belittle it in any type of way, right? But do you think, from their perspective, they were trying to teach you submission or to teach you how to be subordinate? Because you know what I'm saying? Because I feel like, depending on the culture in, you may perceive it in different ways. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But you know what I'm saying? Because I think it kind of speaks to the intention as well.
I get exactly. I think the intention is submission.
Okay.
However, they don't realize that their submission comes with being their submission that they're teaching comes with being subordinate.
Okay.
So being subordinate is not their intention.
Yeah.
However, because with their submission is your worth, your value going down. So while they might not be conscious enough to see the effects of their messages, but it doesn't stop the effects of the messages.
And I guess the submission comes with accepting nonsense.
That's the thing,
and that's where you get the.
Do you know what I mean? Because the submission is never a case of. It's always focused on how a woman can, like, serve a man, like, and we see in household. I mean, thankfully in my household, my brother is he's a good husband, he's a good father. He picks the girls up from school, like he's there's no gender roles.
Yeah.
In that, do you get what I mean? He does what he does as a man, as a husband, but also like if he had to feed the kids or cook, it's nothing like that. My mum made sure that you will be someone who'll be useful to your wife.
Facts.
She's not going to be your slave. However, I will say, even though my mum did that, I've said this many times, I don't talk to my mum about marriage and relationships anymore. I don't, respectfully, I don't want to hear from her. Because again, her message to me is not a message of, like, it's more a message of this is how you can be that wife. It's not really it's just a message. It's really a message of how I can serve and how I can be this and I can be that. It's never really focused on the man. The message, unfortunately, which is again from her grandma and so her mum and her mum and blah blah. The message, all that message does is lessen me as a woman.
Yeah.
And this is the issue. So whilst the intention might be submission and blah blah blah, unfortunately, what comes with that message of submission is women not valuing themselves, is not really seeing their worth, and are literally your value and your worth being tied to a man. Like, this is why even when Olani got engaged, people were getting all upset or whatever, was because the message she was saying was that don't tie your entire worth and value to marriage. And that is how we're raised, to the point where like you could achieve so much. I've heard like even a podcast, I don't want to say her name just because I don't know, she's worked through that, but she's talked about like how she's made history in this country when it comes to podcasting, right? And she said her mum would be like, all these things you've achieved, if only you had a husband. Do you get what I mean? And this is how, and I'm sure I've heard so many women talk about it, so many successful women talk about it, but that's the issue, because the message of submission, the message of how you can be a better wife, a good mother, blah, 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 all that does is strips you away of your identity every single time that message is being pushed, conditioned, or being pushed into us. That's the issue, unfortunately. But this is why everyone has to just look at themselves and work for yourself and not just accept, your parents or whoever's word as gospel, because it isn't. And also I think you've got to do what works for your situation. In one marriage, it could be that the woman's a housewife, because some women want to be housewives. They're fine. They want that. Yeah. In other marriages, some men are like, I want to be the house husband. And again, they shouldn't be looked at any different for that. Because, sorry, her career might be worth more.
Exactly.
If do you know what I mean?
It's a family, of course.
This is the flipping CEO and you're nothing but a team leader. Hey. Big man.
Take the back seat.
Do you get what I mean? Exactly. But everyone's situation is different. I think that one of the issues we have in society today is because everyone thinks that these rules needs to apply to everybody. Yeah. It won't. There's different needs for different people.
Big facts.
And that's just what it is.
All right. Thank you for rounding that up beautifully.
Thank you. Let's get into our next headlines.
Let's do it. All right, so this next headline is a trigger warning about a stabbing that happened in Paris. So 6 people have been injured, with 1 in critical condition after a stabbing at Paris's International Gare du Nord station early on Wednesday. Interior Minister Gérald Darmanin said a man was stopped by 2 off-duty police officers who were returning home from a shift. He said the suspected attacker was shot 3 times and taken to the hospital with serious injuries. Authorities are trying to establish if there was a motive for the attack. The attack took place at 6:42 in the morning. Within 1 minute, all 6 people were injured and the attacker was stopped within 1 minute. Mr. Darmanin thanked police for their brave and effective intervention, which he said saved many lives. Among the injured was 1 French border police officer. Police are yet to name the man who did not have identity documents on him at the time he was taken to the hospital. And the next headline is something that we spoke about before, but I guess the subject was different. This now is basically about sculptures being returned to countries where they are, originated. But in this situation, this is between Europeans. So the Parthenon sculptures belong here in the UK and should not be returned to Greece. Those are the words the Culture Secretary Michelle Donelan said. The ancient artworks, better known in the UK as the Elgin Marbles, are currently in the British Museum. Reports have suggested the museum's chairman, George Osborne, is close to agreeing a deal with Greece. Michelle Donelan told BBC Radio 4's The Media Show that permanently returning them was not his intention. In a wide-ranging interview, she said sending the sculptures to Greece would open a can of worms and be a dangerous road to go down. It would open the gateway to the question of the entire contents of our museums. Hear what she said there? The classic marble sculptures are part of a phrase that decorated the Parthenon temple in Athens. They were removed in the 19th century by a British diplomat and soldier, Lord Elgin. The British government then bought them in 1816 and placed them in the British Museum. The British Museum is prevented by law from permanently returning the artworks to Greece, but there was speculation that a deal could involve the sculptures heading to Athens on loan in rotation in return for classical objects that have never been outside of Greece before. Greece has been pushing for years to get the artworks back. What do you guys think of that quickly? Because the Brits bought the particular artwork.
Yeah.
They paid money for this, right?
Yeah.
Obviously, granted, it was like a long time ago, like 200 years ago or whatever, yeah. Or, yeah, whatever it is. But do you feel as though the Greeks have a right to say, look, give us our stuff back?
But they paid for it then.
Yeah, they paid for it.
They got to buy it back.
Yeah, but let's just say they want to buy it back and Brits are like, no, we don't want to. Do you feel like
They have a
that's
right, I'll be
fair?
honest, they have a right to say they don't want to sell it back because they already bought it.
Okay.
But I guess in this day of them not being racist and the PR, they might want to give it back.
Okay, cool. Next headline, trigger warning here, and this is a bit of a crazy one here. And basically, Iran is preparing to execute a British citizen, apparently. So the family of a British-Iranian dual national sentenced to death in Iran has told BBC Persian that authorities are preparing to execute him. Ali Reza Akbari's wife, Mariam, told an official, said an official had asked her to come to the prison in Tehran for a final meeting. He has also been transferred to solitary confinement, which is seen as a sign that execution is imminent. Iran's former deputy defense minister was arrested in 2019 and accused of spying for the UK, which he has denied. He was later sentenced to death by a revolutionary court in Tehran. BBC Persian has also obtained an audio message from Mr. Akbari in which he says he was tortured and forced to confess in front of a camera to crimes that he did not commit. A spokesperson for the UK Foreign, Commonwealth and Development Office told the BBC, "We are supporting the family of Mr. Akbari and have repeatedly raised his case with the Iranian authorities. Our priority is securing his immediate release, and we have reiterated our request for urgent consular access." And that's the end of the headlines.
Thank you very much. Let's get into Word on Road. Thank you. All right, so good news, very beautiful news actually. Naomi Osaka, the tennis player, she announced yesterday that she is pregnant, expecting her first baby.
Congrats.
Oh dear, what am I advertising? So she said, she put up a picture of her scan and she said, "The past few years have been interesting to say the least, but I find that it's the most challenging times in life that may be the most fun. These few months away from the sports has really given me a new love and appreciation for the game I've dedicated my life to. I realised that life is so short and I don't take any moments for granted. Every day is a new blessing and adventure. I know that I have so much to look forward to in the future. One thing I'm looking forward to is for my kid to watch one of my matches and tell someone, that's my mum. 2023 will be a year that will be full of lessons for me. And I hope I'll see you guys in the start of the next one because I'll be at, is that Australia? What's AUS?
What one? AUS? Yeah, probably, yeah. Australian.
Yeah, 2024. So I guess she'll be back on the court. Love you all infinitely." She said, "Side note, I don't think there's a perfectly correct path to take in life, but I always felt that if you move forward with good intentions, you find your way eventually." Very, very wholesome, that is. Very beautiful and very wholesome. And then my next bit of news is about Simon Webb from the band Blue. He unfortunately has, how do you say this? What is it again?
Oh, sciatica.
Sciatica, that's it. Yeah, he's got sciatica and apparently he's battled it. He's been battling for a while, but in secret. And he posted something on his social, on Instagram over the weekend, where he said, back in hospital again, wish me luck. And his manager, so his rep has said that he's been dealing with this for a lengthy period and is currently undergoing treatment, including surgery. I think it's to do his back. And also his manager said that the mystery health condition, he said about the condition that Simon has suffered from sciatica for a lengthy period and has needed ongoing medical treatment to alleviate the pain. This treatment will include elective surgery over the next few weeks and is therefore ongoing. Simon would like to thank everyone for the kind words, thoughts and messages he has received over the last few days and is looking forward to being back on his feet again. So, God willing, all of that works well and, he can be in a better place and heal nicely and be in greater spirits. And then my next bit of news. So I don't know if you guys will remember this, but this is like early social media days, like 2012. That was like nearly 11 years ago. It's crazy. But yeah, 2012. Basically, Kim was on a red carpet. She was doing one of her perfumes, right? Might have been her first perfume, I reckon. And because it was called True Reflection, not that matters. But anyways, it was a whole thing where she basically was like, someone poured flour on her while she was on the red carpet. Turns out all of that was staged. And I remember it was a whole big thing because what the hell? And at the time, they basically tried to say it was, what are the people that campaign against wearing fur?
Peter. The people?
The people that go around throwing red paint and stuff.
Yeah, what, the fur people?
Yeah, people, yeah.
Yeah, Peter.
Is it?
Pete, yeah.
And they fight against fur coats?
Yeah, all them people, yeah.
I thought Peter was like a Amnesty International. That was a papa.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think it's them.
Do you know what it is? I think everyone that's protesting these days, Extinction, all them people have ruined it for the credible. Because I'll be honest with you, I did not think they were Peter. I've heard of Peter so many times. I didn't think it was those people. I thought it was some jealous people. But yeah, so basically at the time they tried to say that it would have been the Peter people because she wears fur and blah, 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 blah. But it turns out anyway, so basically her ex PR strategist is coming out and is allegedly claiming that they actually set that up to create a media moment. And the strategist is basically saying how Kim told her that she wants to be one of the most famous people in the world. And so she said, you know what? When you're on the red carpet, something has to happen. I'm going to do something that's going to be a media moment. I don't think she told her exactly what it was going to be, but she said something's going to happen, and this will get you in the news. It will get people talking, and it did. I remember it was one of the biggest moments on the Keeping Up with the Kardashian show and stuff like that. And I actually remember because when she got robbed, I remember people making reference to this. Apparently it's fake, man. But I remember all of that stuff. So, but yeah, it turns out anyway that all of that stuff was all fake. And it's funny because there's people have brought up tweets and stuff where Chloe was like, "Oh, I wish I was with my sister tonight. I bet you that woman wouldn't have tried a thing." When Chloe thought she was the tough one, but somehow she can't be tough enough to leave Tristan. Crazy. And then someone was like, "Oh, I applaud Kim for the way she reacted," and Chloe was like, "Yeah, me too." And then Juliana Rancic, who no one's heard a thing from since she said Zendaya smelled like, what did she say she smelled like? Some weed factory or something like that. Because she had locks.
Can you imagine?
That was wild. And that was even the work days. And she still got got. But no, she said, "Oh, so not cool about Kim Kardashian getting flower bombed tonight. Such a mean thing to do to her. Kim's a sweetheart, blah, 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 blah." So all of that stuff, and turns out it was all planned. Celebrities are funny,
This is it.
Celebrities are they're actually very funny. They literally do anything for clout. And I find it ironic because when fans do things online, they be like, "Oh, clout chasers." Yeah. Well, you're the original clout chaser. Anyway, yeah, so that came out. I'm wondering though, why it is that this PR person is talking so
Coming
much?
out, innit?
Because I'm like, are you ruining like your NDA? Or maybe the time has passed. So they are now, but yeah, all of that was fake. So it makes you wonder.
Maybe. Dun, dun, dun.
Maybe what?
Kanye West got him to come out. Obviously,
Who knows?
Obviously, she's
it's
doing
true.
her thing to get him like vexed whilst he's on his sabbatical, and maybe he basically slipped
Because
his
I think Kanye. I think Kanye. I'll do you one better. I think Kanye and Ray J have teamed up to take him down. Because this comes after Ray J came out and said, "Listen, I'm showing the receipts that whole sex tape was actually a video shooting." And then now this. So what's next? That was fake.
Okay.
The Paris robbery. I hope that was real for her sake. Because if that comes out that was fake, that'd be mad.
Yeah.
That'd be too mad. But I saw
that'd
they
be
went
too
to jail. But even for this one, they arrested somebody.
Can you imagine?
Because when you look at the video, because I watched the video back here, the security that's there, he moves so that he basically strolls to try and get. He's like, "Oh no," kind of thing. Doesn't get the woman. It's just a woman in a normal, like a local, just comes, pours flour, and then runs off. And the security's like, "Oh, get her." What? You're the security. It's all a joke, man. All a joke. And then my last bit of news for you is about Loski. So we talked about how he was arrested, and we talked about his his gun and everything. So apparently he was actually, obviously he was convicted of possessing a loaded revolver, and he was in an Uber. But he's been sentenced to 7 years. He's been sentenced to 7 years. And the prosecutors argue that, he's part of the Kennington-based criminal gang, the Harlem Spartans. Sounds like it should be like a sorority in America. Do we have a Harlem in? No, we don't have a Harlem. What's Harlem got to do with the UK? Isn't Harlem American?
Harlem, isn't it?
Harlem's in New York.
So what's it got to do with them?
They went,
Some begs over here.
they went for a phase where started calling their states wild places.
What was it?
Yeah.
Because when I hear Sparta, you know how like in America when they do the sorority and they do the dances?
Mm.
You know when the men do the sorority dances?
Yeah.
So when I hear Harlem Sparta, I hear like assemble.
Step in.
Like assemble. But yeah, so obviously I think we talked about the music he released. Oh yeah, Yusuf was talking about the music he recently released. And obviously on there he was talking about, it's minimum 14 I get if I get guilty. I'm waiting on my verdict right now and I'm trying to stay positive. Deep down I'm feeling filthy. But he's been sentenced to 7 years. And then in his Instagram caption he says, my dog GT just told me 7 years is better than 14. He said, I can live with that. Home soon. Who God bless, no man can curse. I always find it funny when people quote God. These situations.
Best time, no?
You know what? You say, what? It's his first time.
It's the best
It's the
time.
best time.
It is the best time. Do you know what? What's it called? What Tory Lanez's last tweet was? He said, "No weapon formed against me shall prosper." God said, "I'm not involved with that one. The weapons are prospering, G." Weapon literally prospers. But yeah, man. But so he's got 7 years, and guess
People were talking, 'cause I saw a little post on Shade Bar, I think it was. And I think Loski must have did like a whole. I didn't watch the video. I don't really care as much in it. But basically, I watched like maybe like 2-3 seconds of it.
Yeah.
But the gist of it is, he's had like a whole room full of flowers, balloons, all this type of stuff for his girl in it. Basically.
Oh yes,
yeah,
I
all
saw.
that type of stuff. And obviously, I'm assuming she posted it in it, or him. I'm not too sure.
I can tell what the comments were like.
Exactly.
Because like, and I can't even get a man who's outside to do this to even text me back.
But they're also talking about how it's unfair what he's doing. Because now you're
What,
basically
can't buy girl flowers?
No, but you're expecting her to wait for you 7 years. That's what they're basically saying. She's young.
More.
You know what I'm saying? She's young, this and the third.
He's got to know. Okay, realistically, if a guy goes to jail, do you really expect your girl to stay pussy closed, no relationship, no love, no nothing while you're away?
With me?
Both of you.
100%.
How long
For
for?
7 years. You're gone for 7 years and you expect your girl to be out here, no dates, no nothing, no Valentine's Days, no birthdays, no Christmases, no New Year's, no dates, no talking stages, nothing, no sex, no hugs, no
not dating.
Netflix
It can't
and
be
chill,
out of dating.
nothing.
She can chop, but she can't date. That's crazy. Valentine's Day and that.
She can chop, but she can't break. What?
Valentine's Day and that.
She can't have Valentine's Day.
What, anniversaries and that? No, of course she can't be dating niggas while I'm in jail. If she needs to get her leg over, then
So unrealistic.
Because what I don't know can't hurt me. As long as she's playing her role and holding me
Yeah, so
down.
what she's dating and you don't know, and then it breaks off by the time you get back out.
That's not realistic. What if he's a good boyfriend?
Then you gotta go.
Exactly, it don't work for me.
I think that's so unrealistic. I'll be honest with you. If a guy went to jail and you think because you sent me, you filled a room with balloons and flowers, I'm gonna wait for you. You must be on crack. I'm gonna do what I have to do out here. You worry about your sentencing, hun. When you get back out, we'll talk about it when you get back out here. But sorry, all that stuff cannot manipulate me. The flowers will die. The balloons are gonna pop. You know when balloons get all saggy and all nasty? And what was she? Please.
So what period of time do you hold your man down with?
It depends. First of all, it depends what you're in jail for.
Okay.
Because why are you in jail, big man? Why are you in jail? It depends what you're in jail for. Because I'm not the girl who would know a guy's living away and turn a blind eye. I can't. You guys know my situation. I
The
can't.
man
go to
got
jail.
7 years for something he didn't do. Innocent man. Not 7 years.
Yeah, that's
actually.
different. I can hold enough.
He's
for
got to
that.
do 7 behind the door. Loski thing, 14 years for something he didn't do. You don't know that. You both know he didn't do
wasn't-
this.
yeah,
He's
yeah.
like in this plight.
It's
fighting
an
it
injustice,
together.
yeah.
Injustice.
Yeah,
How long you staying there?
I'm saying that the whole time.
Okay.
I'm saying that the whole time. And while I'm out here, I'm getting you lawyers. Like I'm looking into us appealing this. I'm saying that the whole time. But if you did that
Why
shit,
you're appealing, you're doing Valentine's Day and dates.
no, I'm actually not. I'm not.
No talking stages.
No talking
No,
stages, no.
no. Listen.
Why? Because he's innocent.
Because it's innocent. Well, of course he's innocent. Yeah, he's innocent.
Okay.
This is only because
How is that not a bad
Loski.
thing?
He's got Pete.
Wait, damn bad. He's broke and innocent. No, but you know how my love is, though. My love is genuine.
Okay.
I will still wait.
14 years.
Yes, if.
Boy, oh boy.
Because when you said 14, I was like, and then you were like, I'll be honest, no, but if he's innocent, I am waiting. I've been single longer. I can do this. But if you did that shit,
It's the prime of your life, though.
I'll be honest with you. Yeah, but again, I'm not someone who, like, I want a partnership, whatever. I don't carry on my head like that.
Yeah.
But if you're innocent, and I know you're innocent, really and truly, you can come out any day. That is the hope that gets me, that keeps me going.
Okay.
Before I know it, 10 years, oh well, I've got 4 left, I might as well wait. Do you get what I mean? But I will be doing whatever I can to do that. And to be honest, I'm so person where if I feel like, I can't wait, I would let you know. Me, I have no problem tapping out of things. I will let you know that, you know what, I know this is hard, blah, blah, but it's difficult for me out here.
Suppose he's found a lover inside.
What?
Like the female prison guard?
Yeah.
Then that's fine. I'm out.
He used to be a male prison guard, but no.
This guy.
Piss off, friend. Piss right off. Get into people's journal, I'm sick of this.
They're questioning
40 years is a long time.
Listen,
They're questioning the validity of that statement.
you guys don't know how I love. I love hard, man. I'm a lover girl.
All right. So welcome to the People's Journal. Where I give you
First
the
of all,
news.
no, we're not going to do that. Because I'm saying the truth here. They said I'm capping. If I had said, how many times have I said stuff and they're like, oh, S is just that girl who's just there for the good times. Piss off, man.
You can't win, you know?
Can't bloody win.
That's true though. You wouldn't be able to
Did you
win, yeah.
Can't.
I actually can't because they've said that to me before. Oh, like, she's only there for the good time. Remember when I said about if my guy, what was it I said if it happened to him? I said I wasn't going to be there.
You said if he was paralyzed or something. No.
Yeah, we had a conversation early on. No, we had a conversation early on, and I said, it was when we were talking about, taking like being your partner's main carer.
Yeah.
And if you got too much, blah, blah, and they were like, I don't want to be there for the tough times.
Yeah.
Now I'm saying I'm there for the tough times. Just talk economics, man. Silly people.
That's because the state's looking after him, not you.
Do you know what?
All right, so the first thing is
Oh, dear.
that I want to talk about is basically university fees, yeah? Do you know how much university fees are at the moment?
£9,250 per year.
It's crazy.
Disgusting. Do you know what? The 250 pisses me off every time.
Crazy. But yeah, basically, the government's basically said those fees are going to be frozen for the next 2 years.
First of all, they should put it down. Talking about frozen.
You know what I'm saying?
That's not a compliment.
And-
That's not a gift.
And I guess when I hear frozen, I feel like in 2 years' time, that means it's going up.
It's going up.
You know what I'm saying? So
10
crazy.
grand.
Yeah. And as we know, right now, students are facing a further squeeze. They got the living costs and all them type of things there, maintenance loans. And the maintenance loans are rising by 2.8%.
As in payback.
Yeah, the interest.
Interest.
Yeah, in the autumn. So yeah, next year. And also, the loans actually went up 2.3% this year as well. So they're gonna go up 2.8%. It's just crazy, man. Yeah, and basically the government's basically saying they will give a further £15 million to hardship funds at university. Obviously, that I don't know how 15 million is gonna really stretch. It's not really gonna do much in it. You know what I'm saying? But I guess it will help those who kind of need something kind of immediately, maybe to buy books or this, that, and the third. I don't know. But yeah, it's just really crazy, man. Next thing I want to talk about is basically 100,000 civil servants are going on strike. Yep, on the 1st of February.
All right. Big up
Yeah,
their
man.
civil servants.
So the union is the Public and Commercial Services Union, and the PCS, and union members in 124 government departments, along with several other bodies, are going to be walking out on the 1st of February. Obviously, it's an escalation of the whole long-running dispute over pay, conditions, and all that type of stuff. And what they're asking for is 10%. They want 10% pay rise. They want better pensions. They want job security and no cuts to redundancy terms. That's basically the 4 things they want. And in addition to that, it's looking like a further 33,000 union members in 5 more government departments, including HMRC, are going to be reballoting next week to join that strike as well. So it's not looking good, man. It's not looking good. However, I did see something. I probably need to get more information on to speak on it. But I did hear that how there is kind of a glimmer of hope between the whole trains, the RMT union, the train strikes and stuff, and the government. It's looking like they're getting closer to reaching some type of agreement on something. So once that happens, hopefully soon, I'll be able to let the people know.
Yeah.
Royal Mail has come out and basically said, people do not send mail abroad. And they're saying this because there's a cyber incident which is causing severe disruption, apparently. So they're saying it was temporarily unable to send letters and parcels overseas and was working hard to resolve the issue. Hopefully they sorted that out now, but basically it was causing minor delays. But all the domestic stuff, deliveries and stuff, all unaffected. And basically the incident was reported to the UK Cyber Intelligence Agency and police who deal with the serious crime. But besides that, one more thing actually. NHS, we've been speaking about this all week as well, and I believe some of last week as well, talking about how the NHS is under strain because of COVID and the flu. And one of these old school Tory guys, you probably know him if you see him. You know Kenneth Clark. If you see him, like, you definitely know him.
Like
Scruffy
Spider-Man
hair.
character.
He's got scruffy hair.
Yeah, scruffy everything.
Exactly that guy. Yeah, old school guy. Yeah, he's come out. He's come out and basically said there's a way to kind of solve this issue.
Yeah.
And it goes against obviously the principles of the health service of the NHS, but he's saying it could be a thing where middle class families face being charged to see their GPs. You know what I'm saying? Which defeats the purpose of the NHS. But
What is this? Is Kenneth upper class?
yeah, most likely.
Okay, he's probably got private healthcare.
Yeah.
Then.
He probably
So it's nice to spend other
up.
people's money, isn't it?
But I
One
mean,
egg.
how do we save the NHS? I guess from that perspective.
Yeah, but you know what it is that even the middle class, people can't afford these
Yeah,
things.
of course.
Do you know what I mean? So it's the people just can't afford these things. I had to get my inhalers yesterday. I nearly passed out when she told me the price.
Yeah.
I was disgusted. I said, "Damn,
Yeah.
it's my fault I haven't got functioning lungs." But that's when people can't afford these things. But when I see, what did I see recently that the government spent money on again? And it was something very stupid. Honestly, they just need to sit down and look at the books. They can make cuts in places,
Oh, definitely, man.
but they'll rather put on the citizens.
And the war.
That's it.
Anyway, man, that's the end of the People's Journal.
Oh, that's short and brief. That's the
Yeah,
first time.
man.
And you didn't even say it.
Well, I'm
I
trying.
think the trick is not to say it.
Yeah, for real.
All right, nice. Let's get into woke or joke.
All right, people. So today's woke or joke here. We're gonna need some participation in the chat. I know I don't need to ask, but people call in if you want. Keep it brief because of time and whatnot. But today's story, is about the whole transgender LGBTQ movement.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Obviously, we're going to try and be sensitive and everything like that and try and understand the plight of people who are affected by this. But there was an article that came out about a man from Ecuador and who I guess he's an OG man, cisgender man. And basically, this is what's happening. I'm just going to read a few paragraphs here. So a cisgender man in Ecuador legally changed his gender to female in an attempt to gain custody of his 2 daughters. Why? Because obviously it's easier, it's more likely for the woman to get custody of the children. So for him to do that, he's thinking, you know what, let me change my thing. So he's done this legally now, yeah? So the LGBTQ groups are concerned about the man's use of a law designed to promote transgender rights and what effect it could have in the future. So yeah, that's basically where it starts.
I can't lie. I rate the creativity. I rate the commitment to him wanting to be a good dad.
Yeah.
But is he actually trans, or is he just
Well,
is he just transitioned for that purpose?
but it's the thing, like,
That's a bit insulting then, because you're using it for your advantage.
but you're not allowed to. And again, if I'm out of turn, please, people, correct me.
Oh,
But-
you know they'll do that.
But you're not allowed to question if it's genuine. Like, if a trans person was here, I can't question them. Because if you question, it comes across like you're being a bigot, insensitive and stuff like this.
No, because if you've been you're fighting a custody battle, I know it's gonna go to the mum, you're like, do you know what, I'm a woman.
No, but he's legally done this. He's gone to those extremes to legally change. So
I think this can be questioned though, because for me, but I don't know. Again, obviously I'm not part of the community, so I don't know. But in my mind, I'm thinking it's insulting to people within the community who actually don't get to transition. You're actually going for an actual struggle where you're just using it just to gain this. You get me? It's like
How
the
come
Rachel
it's this
Dolezal
that's
thing.
got all the outrage and nothing else?
Say again?
How come it's this that's got all the outrage and nothing else?
What's on top of the outrage?
I'm just saying, like, we can't speak to what's in people's minds or people's hearts,
Yeah.
But people are going to question decisions that people make all the time, especially regarding these kind of issues. You know what I'm trying to say? So how come a man can transition and go and win weightlifting world records and swimming titles, and it doesn't get questioned, but a man does it to get to save his use, and there's outrage and outroar?
Because the people that do it for weightlifting and whatever.
And again, I'm not saying that's what they're doing it for, but I'm just saying it's not even being questioned.
No,
Like
but that's it though. That's the answer there, because they're not doing it for lifting. They're not doing it so they can win whatever it is. If, for example, when you've always competed with, say, for example, you're a man.
Yeah.
As in, like, you're a cis man. You've always competed with men, whatever, you always lose. You're like, you know what? I'm going to transition to a woman. Now I'm going to go in the women's category, knowing damn right you're probably going to win due to biology. That then needs to be questioned.
What, you think that's what them men are doing? Them weightlifters and them swimmers, you think they weren't doing it before? They didn't just start doing it when they was women. They was doing it while they was men.
They were competing.
They was unsuccessful and then changed to women and then won shit.
But then winning trophies or whatever it is was not the sole reason why they did that. It may be a case where I was already competing. Yes, I wasn't winning, whatever, but I was already that was already a love for swimming or whatever it is I had in me. If it's a case where you didn't really have a love for swimming, but you done it once and you're like, do you know what? I'm not winning in this. Do you know how I can win? Transition. Then we question. So in this situation, obviously I don't know the man's situation. Maybe he has been dealing with transgender thoughts or whatever it is. Maybe that's the case. If that's not the case though, and he's solely transitioned so he could get custody of his children, that is wrong in my opinion.
The thing is, I hear what you're saying, and I agree with what you're saying. But I think the issue is, you can never know if somebody transitioned to win the weightlifting or the bike, the cycling tournament. You can't know. And just questioning, like Margs is saying, is an insult. Trust me, the community will come for you and say, wait a minute, who are you to say this person?
Can I say how you know?
How?
The lifestyle before.
Like what? Give me an example.
Like, is this something that you've spoken about? Is something you ever confide? You would have confided in at least one person, a therapist, somebody that this is something that you wanted to do.
But all it takes is for, like, I get what you're saying, but all it takes is for me to say, you know what, I'm doing crap at swimming.
Yeah.
How do I do this? And then I start talking to you about it now on TDA. And then in a year's time, I transition. And then that's the evidence I need.
Yeah, but then I would say that, but again though, that's not strong enough evidence, because you started talking to me, you started losing at swimming, started talking to me, started planning and plotting.
Yeah.
We can trace that back to a sensible amount of time. I feel like when you speak to people who are like part of the community and stuff, obviously not everybody, but there's people who like, it's been before time.
Yes.
That you can trace it so far back, you can tell. Do you get me?
I do get what you're saying, but I think...
But I get what you're saying as well. Like there's no way to prove it. Like what I'm saying, realistically, it won't run.
It won't run.
It won't run.
It won't run.
But yeah, I get what you're saying.
And the reason why I'm saying that also is, you have to also remember, like, for basically your peace of mind, you're saying, look, let's give this person a lot of time of, let's say, 5 years. This looks like evidence to me. You know what I'm saying? But remember the law that we spoke about in Scotland recently and how they're changing things, yeah? Let me just remind you, basically, they wanted to change how easy it is to get, I think it's a GRC card, a gender recognition certificate, right?
Okay.
And this is what they said. All you need to do, is... Where is it? All you need to do is have lived in your acquired gender for 3 months. That's all it is now to get a GRC. You know what I'm saying? Just 3 months. And that's proof. Not only that, right? And before it was 2 years. So now it's only 3 months in Scotland. Or 6 months if the age between 16 and 17. And basically there's also a 3-month reflection period. So if you want to, you know what I'm saying?
Reverse.
You know what I'm saying? You've got that time to do your thing again. You don't really need to get anything from the doctor as proof. So I think this just opens up a whole kind of worms in terms of how dangerous this is. And also, let me read out what this the dad said as well, because I don't think he's trying to be bad in any type of way. This is what he said: the laws say that the one who has the right is the woman, As of this moment, I am female. Now, I'm also a mum, and that's how I consider myself. He said, I'm very sure of my sexuality. What I have sought is that I want to be a mother so that I can also give the love and protection of a mother. You know what I'm saying? Because, and he's also basically talking about how his daughters are living in an abusive environment with their mother, and he hasn't seen the children in over 5 months. You know what I'm saying? So, is he wrong for this though? Or are the laws are they just going to break down because it's fundamentally, it just doesn't make sense?
Do you know what it is? I think that if he's always been trans,
He hasn't. He hasn't.
then I'll be honest, I think it's wrong. I think to use a plight that means a lot to some people, because it's like when people play the race card for their own benefit. Do you get what I mean? Say, for example, there was a middle class man who's never known any black struggle, never experienced racism or anything like that, and then he wants to run for office now, and he thinks, you know what, the best way for me to go further is for me to start saying that, you know, I was racially attacked, I was racially this, blah, blah, blah. Mm-hmm. For me, I don't like you using people's real life struggles, real life situations for your benefit. I can't subscribe to that. I think in this situation, in this instance, I do think it's wrong. Because he's only using it to his benefit. Mm-hmm. But the reality is that there are people who actually are dealing with things like that. That the suicide rates among that community is mad. Mm-hmm. People are literally abandoned by their family. They're beaten. They're attacked. There's so much that goes on there for you to just use it because you want to be spiteful towards your ex.
But the thing is, though, but it's not, to be fair to him, it's not to be spiteful. It's so he can get custody and look after those kids. Because right now, according to him anyway, they're in an abusive relationship, abusive environment. Yeah. And he hasn't seen them in 5 months because of the mum.
Do you know what it is? The energy he's put into...
He loves
because you know, obviously I don't know what Ecuador, what the situation is like over there, but from what I know, in situations, if the man is fitter to take care of the child, he gets custody.
But you have to go to extremes to prove that, though.
It's not that extreme. I mean,
No,
Lil Fizz had custody of the child. Monique didn't. Moniece didn't. I say Abby, I'm so Nigerian, bloody hell.
But maybe Lil Fizz has a certain income. He's a certain person. This, that.
No, but it was a yes, that's true. But
regular folk, more times than not.
But you know what he should have done then? That energy he did that to disrespect someone else's plight and fight. Mm-hmm. He should have just poured that into fighting the justice system.
But he believes he would lose, and just like so many men before him.
So did he get the custody?
I
then?
think they're still battling now. But this is his argument.
Like, if he doesn't get the custody, what's he gonna do? Reverse?
Probably. I mean, if it was Scotland, he's got 3 months to do so. You know what I'm saying? But again, I'm basically saying all this to highlight the laws. Yeah. Again, nobody here is trying to be insensitive to the plight of the LGBTQs, right? But at the end of the day, these laws that are put in place to help them, can it not do more damage than good? Because again, you've got somebody who, for his own agenda, will become a woman. You know what I'm saying? But you got men out there who are transgenders. Maybe they've been transgender for a certain amount of time. Yeah. But they've still got the genitals and all this type of stuff, commit crimes. They don't want to go to male prisons. They go to female prisons. These times they're raping women and getting women pregnant in the prison. Boy. You know what I'm saying? What's next? Okay, you're a man now. You see that the females get cheaper car insurance. Okay, you know what? Might as well do. You know what I'm saying? I haven't got
message for car insurance.
People come up with different things.
Yeah.
So are these laws?
Where do we draw the line?
You know what I'm saying? Are these laws just doing more damage than good? Are they making, I guess, the general public more insensitive to the plight of the LGBTQ?
But that's why then it needs to be regulated properly then, so that people don't take advantage of it then.
How?
Because unfortunately the law can't be cancelled. And again, I'm not saying this what you're saying just because anyone was supposed, but the law can't be cancelled because of people that misuse and abuse it.
Yeah.
So what it is just tighter regulations on these things.
Could I also say something here, right? Do you feel like also making these laws to allow it to be easier, right, for someone to be part of the community, to change their gender and stuff, is also dangerous for people in the community? Potentially. Because maybe you're going out into the world not even prepared. You've not really lived this life. Because I'm pretty sure... Yeah. I'm saying pretty sure kind of, as a, figure of speech, right? Yeah. I ain't done no stats. But I'm pretty sure that people would have tried to be trans, for example, or tried to live a particular life and thought, you know what, this is too difficult. This is not really me. No, but I was wrong in thinking that I am actually a woman. I think I am actually a man after trying it out. You know what I'm saying? No disrespect. I'm assuming that's the case, right? So,
Yeah.
but if you've got a law, for example, like the one in Scotland where you only need 3 months of trial, isn't that dangerous then?
But you know what it is? I think with that, there are. This is what I'm saying, that there needs to be things anyway put in place where, like, you know, therapy and counselling. But I do think that is a thing actually though. I think if you tell your GP or something, they kind of put you in counselling before you kind of do the reassignment surgeries and stuff like that. So there are measurements that are put in place to, it's never enough. It will never be enough. But from what I don't have facts for this, but I think this, from conversations I've had and things I've seen online and blah, blah, I think that there are certain things that are put in place to assist people. I know that with children, for example, like they will do like therapy and blah, blah, and whatever else to make sure that this is the right thing that you want to do.
Mm-hmm. People are always going to abuse.
A lot, man.
People are always going to abuse power and find
That's the
loopholes
thing.
and find loopholes in things.
Yeah. That's the reality. That is the reality. I feel like with society it's difficult. This is a lot going on here.
Oh, no, sorry. I was just asking Ben about something. But yeah. Yeah, I guess maybe something just needs to be in place where...
where they are protected and so I think with kids that you can get like counselling before they, you know, want to do gender reassignment, and there's things in place in that way. But I think there just needs to be better things for everything. There needs to be better things in place for a lot of things. But I don't think that. I just think that there must be ways. If people put their heads together, there will be ways to be able to make sure people don't use and abuse it. Because people use and abuse everything in society. So
this is true. But the thing is, if you make something easier to do, I think it's more likely that people will abuse it. You know what I'm saying?
I don't think it's that easy though.
No, in Scotland it is. In terms of what they're saying, because remember I was saying they've changed the law where you don't need doctor's notes and things of that nature. You just need 3 months of living in that assigned gender for yourself. Yeah. And then presenting your case pretty much. You know what I'm saying? Which many people in Scotland were voting against, but obviously it got passed. But I think England want to change that. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, it was just something I thought, you know, could be a bit of something to discuss, because again, this man is not necessarily trying to abuse the law to do wrong in society. You know what I'm saying? You've got situations where people have obviously, like I gave examples before at certain prisoners and stuff, who've done certain things to abuse it. You know what I'm saying? Abuse the law and do something that serves them. I think this man's just trying to help his family. You know what I mean? But still, it's against it. It's not in line with the particular law. You know what I'm saying? But yeah.
I would definitely like to know, if we can keep an eye on that. Yeah. To know whether he gets the custody or not.
Yeah.
That's
all right. I guess that's it. For a joke.
Thank you very much. Let's get into our last headlines for today.
All right, so the next one here is a sad story. It's a trigger warning here. A banking executive fell like a plank of wood.
Hey.
Yeah, this is what the person said in court, one of the witnesses, after a stranger fatally punched him in a row over a stolen phone. Unnecessary. So Paul Mason, 52, was the CEO at Qatar National Bank and had spent the evening at the Ivy Club in London's West End when he was confronted by Stephen Allen, who knocked him to the ground. Allen's 34 had been drinking in a number of bars when he bumped into Mr. Mason, accused the banking boss of stealing a mobile phone, and then launched a vicious attack. As Mr. Mason tried to get up from the floor, Allen then punched him, connected with an uppercut, with witnesses describing the sickening crunch as Mr. Mason's skull collided with the pavement. Allen was traced by CCTV and admitted killing Mr. Mason, but he denies murder. Doctors battled to save Mr. Mason and carried out a procedure to replace part of his skull with a sheet of titanium, but he died, unfortunately, 6 months later. Allen admits manslaughter but denies murder, and right now the trial is still continuing. The next headline is about basically a family who's trying to get Camden Council to fix all the damp and the mold in their house. It's horrible, man. There's a link there just in case people want to show some of the pictures. But a horrified mother feels that the council is waiting for us to die. This is what she's saying, in a flat so badly riddled with mold that it is even in her daughter's shoes. Beverly Sims, who's 61, is desperately pleading for Camden Council to act and rehome them before her symptoms of living with mold and fungus get worse. She fears that if she's not moved out fast, as the doctors have demanded, she may face the same tragic fate as toddler Aswab Ishak, who we spoke about before, who was 2 years old and died after being exposed to toxic mold in his home in December of 2020. Beverly and her daughter, Shanika Francis, who's 24, moved into their council flat in Kentish Town, North London, in October of 2021. When they viewed the flat, they said there didn't seem to be any problems and it was all painted up, so it looked nice for them when they first got there. It wasn't until a few months later that their nightmare began when they noticed mold growth in the bathroom. Beverly insisted that she alerted the council about the spread in January of 2022, so a year ago, but claims that they were forced to wait until April for someone to visit. Crazy. At that point, the fungus had spread into the kitchen, the bathroom, and the bedrooms. Showing shocking pictures of black mold in their shoes, on the ceilings, and caked around windows, Beverly admitted the pair are now worried about their health. The mold is also on their clothes and mattresses. They say that with Beverly resorting to keeping possessions in plastic bags and in a desperate bid to protect them. And the last headlines, really sad as well, man. And there's a trigger warning here, and this is a Kenyan LGBT activist, Edwin Chiloba, was smothered to death.
What the hell?
Yeah, that's what a pathologist has said, given the latest details of a murder that has caused outrage. Socks were stuffed in his mouth and a piece of denim from jeans tied around his face. The pathologist added he died from asphyxia, which is caused by smothering. Chiloba's body was found last week in a metal box, dumped on the roadside near the western Kenyan town of Eldoret, where he was a university student. The murder drew global condemnation, with human rights groups linking it to his sexuality, but the police have not done so, and they've not said or given a motive for the murder. They have, however, arrested 5 people in connection with the murder, including Chiloba's longtime friend, Jackton Odiahambo, who police have described as the main suspect. A magistrate gave police permission on Monday to detain the 5 for a further 21 days as they continue with their investigations. But at the moment, the 5 have not yet been charged with any crime. And that's the end
This
of
is
the
why
headlines.
you can't be changing your gender just for child custody. There's people that are really going through things. That's mad.
Yeah. But yeah, that's the
Right.
end of the headlines.
Thank you. Let's get into the reaction. Our sports headlines.
The reaction. Let's go. What are we reacting to yesterday now?
Carabao.
Carabao Cup. Oh yeah, the draw in that as well. United got a tough fixture.
On.
Huh?
Quadruple is on.
The quadruple is on. No one likes it when I say that.
Amen.
But boy, yesterday, what was it? Who was it again? City, Southampton, Nottingham Forest, Wolves. Second round of games for the semi-finals. The quarterfinals. In the Carabao Cup. City lost 2-0 to Southampton, which was surprising.
Mm-hmm.
And Wolves got dumped out after penalties. I think they lost 4-3 to Nottingham Forest. So the semi-finals is looking like Newcastle versus Southampton and Manchester United versus Nottingham Forest. Now, we got a Forest away first, so it's going to be a tough tie. You get me? Don't go take nothing for granted there. Mm-hmm. If we come away with like a less than a goal gap, I think we'll be all right. I think we should be cool, but it's going to be difficult. But the quadruple's on, like Brent said. No one wants to hear it, but I could be getting a trip ready to Wembley, man. If I can get tickets, you're going to come.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, sure.
Support United, yeah?
Yeah, so that was that. Carabao Cup's dead, but if you win it, it's a good thing. Remember, we spoke about that. What else has happened? AJ.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to talk about boxing?
Well, we could kind of, wrap it up real quick. But basically, his potential opponent, an Australian guy called Dempsey McKean, has basically come out talking about if he's the next opponent for AJ, he's going to retire him. The guy's insane, man. That's what I want to say. The guy's insane. It's like, what? You see, and this is the thing, yeah. Obviously, I've been critical of AJ, yeah. But it's because I've got so much love and respect for him, yeah. And I just want him to do well, you know what I'm saying? But when people come out and make these stupid comments, this guy, yeah, granted, he's not lost, 22 wins, 14 knockouts. But this guy's fighting bums.
Yeah.
No one's heard of Dempsey McKean. You know what I'm saying? Who the hell is a Dempsey McKean? You know what I'm saying? But this guy wants to come out and talk about he wants to retire AJ, you know?
Thank you.
Retire AJ. Former heavyweight champion of the world. For how many years?
I'm sick and tired of this stuff. AJ needs to stop doing this. You know what it is with me, yeah? Obviously, like, I'm a fight fan, yeah, but like, I'm not like entrenched in it deep. There's bare boxers that you could tell me that I wouldn't have seen fight or wouldn't have heard of. Some of them I've heard of, not seen fight. Some of them wouldn't have heard. Whatever.
Yeah.
It depends through weight classes, all of this stuff. But AJ, yeah, is always, yeah, fighting brothers I ain't never heard of until they fought AJ. This is annoying me. Like, why is he always doing this stuff for? Man, I ain't never heard of till they fighting Killy.
But wait. To be fair to him, though, yeah. To be fair to him, are you talking about in the past, though?
I'm just saying, it's always him.
No, but he also fights top guys, though. Like in the past, yeah. Granted, when he was coming up, he was fighting Dillian White and them times there, yeah. He wasn't, you know what I'm saying? He was fighting people just on his way up. But when he got the belt, remember he has to fight mandatories, so he's fighting
Whoever they're saying,
Povetkin and the Ruiz, like top fighters as well. You know what I'm saying?
Fair play to him.
You know.
What are you saying? My man's smoking something strong over there in Australia.
Yeah, definitely. 100%. But there's somebody who's smoking like something stronger than him though, and that's the next one.
Well, I don't know this story, so I want to read it in full. I want to see what I'm going. Because the headline says, Conor Benn is a bloody idiot. So, Eddie Hearn has provided another update on Conor Benn as fans await news from the doping cases against him. Benn's career was thrown into jeopardy late last year as it was revealed he had failed 2 drug tests for banned substances, clopamine? Well, typically a female fertility drug, they're known to increase testosterone in males. It not only saw his fight with Chris Eubank Jr. cancelled, but any other immediate plans in the sport. The young, undefeated welterweight has maintained from the start that he's innocent and has provided some 270 pages of evidence supporting the fact that the WBC. The sanctioning body, as well as the British Boxing Board of Control, are yet to announce their decisions on Benn's future in regard to their organisations. Eddie Hearn said, Conor has made it clear to me and the team he wants to go straight back in a big fight. Psychologically and emotionally, I'd prefer him to come out almost with a run out and then go into a big fight because of everything he's had to go through. But he's made it clear to me, I want Eubank. I want Tank Davis. What? I want Kell Brook. I want Pacquiao. I want all these guys.
This is what he's saying.
Thank you.
This is...
That's what I'm saying.
This is the frustrating thing now because we're in this situation where it's just waiting on all that. Blood.
He needs to have several seats.
You know what I'm saying?
I don't even know who this man is, but he needs to have several seats.
He's definitely smoking crack though.
One egg.
So this guy went from PEDs to crack. I don't understand what's going on. I don't understand. You think a new year, new you, but you've just come out and done nonsense.
Still high.
Why are you fighting? Like, Eubank is much bigger than you, yeah? That's why you cheated to
In the
fight
first place.
Eubank. You know what I'm saying? In the first place. Tank is like, what? 2-3 weight classes lower than you. Kell Brook is retired. Pacquiao is retired. Who are you fighting? You're really just talking. This is a joke. This is why people don't take boxing serious, man. Because you could just come out and just talk recklessly. But yeah, man, I wish him the best. Hopefully he can get the help he needs. Come off the drugs and then come back into the ring, man.
What a psychopath. He's a bloody idiot for real. All right, cool, man. That's the sports headlines wrapped up. There ain't no games on nothing today, innit? It's just done to the weekend. Big derbies at the weekend.
Yeah,
Big derbies at the
Call it?
weekend. Big derbies at the weekend.
In fact, we'll predict it tomorrow.
Yeah, let's do that then. Let's do that. All right, cool.
Because you know I was not going to have anything to say to you.
Let's get into Out Ere then. All right then. Who's my Out Ere today? What story did I see the other day? When we find it, have you ever like? It's not the same kind of thing. Like, have you ever like told a lie, and then like forgot, like, and then forgot who you told it to, and then started talking the truth to someone, and then
Wait, same person? It's the same person to the lie to.
yeah, kind of thing.
That's right.
That's happened. Why do people do that? Like, why do people forget themselves? Is it like the whole New Year, new meeting or something or whatever?
It might be.
I found a story about a brother. He's not from over here, luckily enough, yeah, but it was funny enough that I wanted to share it with you. You get me? Like, you know, like black people always doing great things. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Can I find his name? Tom, I can't say that. What does NGCOBO spell? Ngoko.
NGCO.
Yeah.
Sounds like it's like an acronym for something. Is it not?
It's not an acronym, it's his second name.
It's
Thomas.
Racist. My bad.
I can't say his name, but Big Tommy over here, man. Like I said, a man forgot himself. So basically, yeah, this guy was trying to earn himself a living. You get what I'm trying to say? Like, yeah, he's doing deliveries and stuff like that. Just trying to earn a living. You get me? It's the hustle and bustle of life. You get me? I don't know if one day he stumbled across a good package or something. He was a delivery man. One day he stumbled across a package to his liking. You get me? I think a couple of packages. They didn't turn up at the addresses that they were supposed to turn up at. And I don't think the company even see this guy again. This guy was gone by his business. You get me? He took what he took, and that was him. He was done. You know what I'm trying to say? But that was a moment of madness. You get me? That's not who he was as a person. You know what I'm trying to say? That's something that just happened. But he moved on with his life. He put it behind him. You know what I'm trying to say? He became an upstanding member of society. You get me? Contributing member to the community. All of these things. Just living his life. 7 years have passed. That's behind him. You get me? I'm not that man anymore. Furthermore, I need that penance. I want to make up for what I've done. I want to take all the bad I've done, bubble it up, and just turn that into good. I need to affect the community in a better way. I know what I want to do. I know what my calling is. So I'm going to go and get a new job where I can help people, where I can help the community. Where was the job that he wanted? Where was the job?
Police.
He wants
Guys are very serious in this room.
He wanted to be a police officer. He wanted to be a police officer. He wanted to do right. You get me? He wanted to stop people, catch them in the act, stop people for doing what he done. Just put the world to rights.
Right, yeah.
You know what I'm trying to say? So, he applied for a job at the police force.
Wow.
When he applied for the job at the police force, come to find out, he still wanted for his past indiscretions. They said no.
Do you know how mad that is? They said, just sit here a minute. 1 minute. I'll be with you.
I said, one second, wait there. Oh, this application looks good. Yeah. I'm gonna call the chief. Just sit there. Wait. You get me? He was sitting there in the police station twiddling his thumb.
He's thinking, I'm about to get this job.
He's thinking,
I'm about to get paid.
Yo. Yeah, after a couple hours pass, he's thinking, maybe they're gonna make me detective. They arrested
The
him.
chief lieutenant arrested him on the spot. Because he wanted to do better.
Because he wanted to better himself.
It's horrible.
Like, the moral of the story is, don't wait to better yourself, man. You get me? Don't wait to change, man. Make the change now. You get what I'm trying to say? That make the change now. That decision could affect your whole life. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, if you made that decision earlier to be an upstanding member of the community and the police here and these things, you wouldn't have been in this position. You wouldn't be robbing and stealing and You know what I'm trying to say? Make the change today, people. You get me? Because tomorrow's going to be too late. That's
Moral of, for real.
I'm telling you.
That's a serious.
That's mad.
My man wins the police application, you know. That was 7 years. He probably forgot he done that as well.
Yeah, he would have.
Is that right?
Yeah.
He would have.
He's thinking,
100%.
what? Me?
That was not me.
It probably took him like 5 minutes to remember that he done it. You know what I'm saying? Initially, he would have been, what? Me? Are you crazy? Thief.
It's an outrage. It's like, this is why I want to join the force.
This
to
is
stop
why, yeah.
injustices like this.
This is an injustice.
Whole time it was him.
And then, you know, like, as he's getting into it, he's getting quiet. He's going, wait. What's that, Brent? Go on.
There's a skit I saw the other day. It's probably not even related. I don't know why I've done it.
You've been on one
You
today,
know,
boy.
Dave Chappelle, right? He was blind.
Yeah.
And he was part of the KKK.
Yeah.
And he got out of the car, and then they said, "We don't like niggas like you around here." And he went I said, probably not related. I just came to mind when you said what you said. That he was sitting there as a bloody thief, wanted to join the police.
Yeah.
Never mind.
Yeah,
I won't interrupt you again.
Yeah.
Well, nah, man. Like I said, that was funny. When I was reading through my news stories, that made me chuckle. So I thought I'd share it with you. But that's
hilarious.
stupidity, though, isn't it?
That's very stupid.
Yeah.
He's such a goat.
Well,
He's a goat for that. That's jokes.
dumb criminals for the win, man. There you go, man. Let's get into our outro.
Little article of the pictures and whatnot. Whatever we're talking about, just in the top corner. Well, obviously, I need the links for every single article.
Is Brent doing production work for me? And you're not even talking in the mic, so they don't even know what's going on. Just hella silent.
Sorry.
Can't get the staff, mate. But guys, we appreciate you as always for tuning in. Thank you. Like the video before you come out. Are the likes making sense, Brent? Are they making...
Yeah, it's 112.
Okay.
Just as long as it's 100, it's fine.
Okay, lovely. Don't tell them that.
Sorry.
Take it back. Cut it out.
Disgusting.
Clap. We're appalled. But yeah, guys, like the video, subscribe to the channel, do all that great stuff. We know you guys watch, some of you watch us every single day, yeah? And you're not even subscribed. Do you know why that is? But we have the stats to show us, so we know who's not subscribed. It will be used against you in a later date. But yeah, follow us on social media platforms, on all our social media platforms as well. The Day After TNB on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. If you want to send us voice notes or text in, the number is 075 64841073. We've got Sis, What Would You Do tomorrow? So send your dilemmas in. Gina and I will be very happy to help you with help from these lovely kings. If you'd like to inquire about the show or feature on the show, the email address is thedayafter@thenewblack.com. Do you know what, actually? Let's try and get the people involved. Let us know. Obviously, we've done like amazing interviews on here. Like, we're sick at what we do. Interviews have been great. Let us know what kind of people, who you want to see on here for interview. Do you think that's good? Do you think that's a good idea to ask them? Let us know.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So let us know if you'd want to see us sit down with and who you want to learn more about, because you know we get to the tea. But yeah, so that's a
Kevin
nice little
says he
homework.
wants to come on and to be a guest.
Who?
Kevin.
Thompson.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm down. Let's why can't I come?
And if I don't
Actually,
see you tomorrow, Kevin.
Kevin said this time ago though.
If I don't see you tomorrow, Kevin, as in the chat, then that means you're a pussy.
No, that means
you can't let people
that means he's
run
on his
you
way
off.
here.
You can't let people run you off.
Oh, why is it? Was it?
What
What? Did they
happened?
piss Kevin off today?
Yeah.
Really? And he's
And he's trying to suggest that he's gonna leave the platform. Brother, you're a pussy if you leave the platform.
Kevin. What did we do? Okay.
No, but what do you call it? Kevin won't leave.
He can't leave.
But what? Yeah, but why are you
Kevin's a
punishing?
man.
You don't punish us for the crimes of other people. What did the platform ever do to you, Kevin?
Kevin said, I will not be suppressed.
Shall rise.
I expect you to tomorrow in the chat, my friend.
No, but
Tomorrow.
I think Kevin should come down, have a conversation with him. I think it'd be very interesting. It'd be interesting to learn more about the way, you know, his ideas and stuff like that. But no, guys, we will see you tomorrow. Have a lovely Thursday. Goodbye.
Later.
Peace.